I think maybe we should get some cool redesigns, but only on one
Hmm.
condition. I don't know. It's just a theory, a game
Hmm.
theory.
We get some redesigns. Also, we start renumbering our episodes to new number one. And put the legacy episode numbering below it.
You do that every New Year's.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's-
Why should the comic book industry have a monopoly on that move? So
We should be allowed
yay, number ones, number ones, number ones.
a new number one, but there's
Hmm.
only have one condition. One
What?
condition only. We have to get to 100 subscribbles.
There you go, audience. Come on,
That's all I ask.
put it back to number
Oh,
one. Hey, Jake.
Give us a reason to be at number
Jake, why
one.
why not the extra stuff in there?
Yeah.
I want to look cool again,
Hmm.
but I can't do that without a very
Hmm.
specific thing.
Yep. All right. I mean, because we have so many topics tonight, you guys also want to get straight to it?
Yes. Just know that we are the Fanatics and we bring you the news and reviews of the week. And on our special Tuesdays, we talk about comic news. And that's why we're here today. Talk about all the lovely comics. We have a lot to talk about, so we're just going to jump into it. But I'll put our socials on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, subscribe so that
And
we
in
can
the chat, for
get
some reason.
designs.
Mhm.
That's in the private chat.
I know. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay.
So
Oh, yeah. Because I
know
just,
the link.
yeah, I just copied and pasted. Yeah. Okay.
I had to do your job for you, Jake. So yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, all right. Let's get to it, audience, with the list. So, Austin, you do the honors.
Ultimate Spider-Man number 20. I can't believe it ended in 5 issues.
Yeah, right. Quote unquote ending. Like, do you think Marvel would ever want to end the main Spider-Man book?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They'll just
they,
rebrand
they
it.
Let
gonna,
him
they gonna get
rest.
a number hit. They're gonna end it. The Sun gonna get a number 1. That could be a new series.
Let
Yep,
him
yep.
rest, please.
Wait, so,
But
okay.
this issue is date night between this couple that looks like they're swinging on the cover for some reason.
This is date night number 2. Actually, they said.
Yeah,
They did
Harry, I'm just
before.
saying, I have this instinctive belief that I can make Gwen happy, bro. If you just give me
Oh,
a
wow.
name.
he said he clung between them, bro. He put his head forward and everything.
What is it with you wanting to get into the wives of like the smartest people on Marvel, Jake?
Listen.
That happened to be
No.
blonde.
One's to prove a point. One's just to be better than Reed. All right. Now I'm just trying to hook Peter up. I'm just trying to hook Peter up, bro. That's all.
Bro, Peter does not
Okay.
need this the woman. Just like Peter lied to his wife, she was lying to her husband.
Oh, wow.
Way longer.
It's true.
We'll get
Audience.
to that later.
Secrets, audience. The cornerstone of every happy marriage, right?
Why?
Mhm.
I don't like how they do these covers, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like that.
Yeah, they've been lacking, but I'm pretty sure Marvel is just relying on the name brand Spider-Man just to sell, So
I don't think
They do all the ultimate books like this. Some of them with the grave.
I don't think they're terrible, and they give the Ultimate Universe like a distinct, like, oh, there's an Ultimate book without having to look too hard. I don't think it's terrible, but I see what you mean. It's boring, but I don't think it's terrible. So,
But yeah, we go to date night. Peter and MJ are late as usual. But I thought it was funny. Peter can't make the regular date night. He can't make his ultimate date night. What's wrong? He's dragging his own wife.
The Peters across the multiverse have to have some sort of something in common,
Well, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man said, "I'll find a way." That's the difference. All right, that's why he's the best Peter.
He's still late. What are you talking?
He's late, but he shows up. All right.
He's still showed up.
Yeah.
No, this is just all. No, I just hate Ultimate Peter, so I won't give him that credit.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you just hate smart people. What I'm getting.
I guess so.
Character.
Yeah.
I guess so. I guess so. You know what?
You know what? Yes. How do you have flaws?
Jake. Hey, lucky for Jake, audience, Marvel already gave him a list. Hey, everybody who's on the top 10 smartest people in the Marvel world is on Jake's hit list. So.
But it's interesting because people don't remember MJ's the only person out the loop last time, but everything knows what's going on, and now she knows that Harry. Well, she knew Harry was gone for a while, but now she knows she finds out that Gwen is Mysterio, and Gwen's kind of fucking up everything with her own secrets. So
Yeah. Go ahead.
We'll get to that part in a little bit.
Yeah.
But you kind of realize that a lot of Gwen's stuff. Well, over the course of the last few issues, you kind of find out that Gwen been manipulating a lot of stuff in the background. Her and Mysterios, like a boy band type shit.
Yeah.
But they kind of been fucking everybody over to a degree. But she did save Harry a few issues ago.
Yeah.
But now they're finally getting like the context of it all. So how did she save you? Well, I cast illusion where they thought you died. It's like, why didn't you tell anybody? You could have told us. You could have told us after the fact that we left. Something. But it says she waited like 2 weeks. They had to lead her home, all of the things.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically just MJ coming up to date with everything and realizing that Gwen is fucked up in here.
Ooh.
This basically goes to the next picture. We leave them and we go back to Anna.
I'm about to say she looks like Aunt May. That's Aunt May.
Nobody hated it. I don't know why you decided to make Aunt Anna look like Aunt May this time. But it's Anna, who is Mary Jane's mom. No, Anna is the one at the bottom. The one who like Aunt May, Mary Jane's mom. Anna's the one at the bottom, and you got Uncle Ben. He's hanging out with I almost said Richard. Well, I guess it is Richard. He's hanging out with Richard. I almost said Nathaniel. That's what I've been saying. He's hanging out with Richard.
And what do you think Richard wants to talk about with his basically his grandfather audience?
Well, he says he doesn't want to talk about it, but then he goes on a whole 2-page spiel about, man, this girl screwed me over, but I really like her. I really want to see her again.
And she likes me on the suit too. I mean, that's probably the main reason why I want the suit back.
And Jake, don't you know, Uncle Ben does like a whole slow turn to him and says, "I thought you don't want to talk about it."
No, he's me. He's me.
And then he literally moved on with his life. It feels so funny.
I want to see her again, Uncle.
This is after we talked about a few years ago, where she almost got him murdered, and he almost died. And the guy that he sold him out to is trying to kill his family.
But it's okay.
There's a difference. There's a difference from being horny and not understanding the stakes. I need Richard to get his ass to get straight up something. This kid needs the Peter Parker beating from a few issues ago.
Yeah. Being young and in love can be a dangerous combination, audience. So
he's not going to learn until it really blows up in his face. So I honestly think the book's going to end with Peter getting horribly injured because of what the kid did.
And then he's like, "Son, with great power must come a greater responsibility."
You're joking. I really think that's what's going to happen.
I do too. I don't think this Peter's effective enough to continue being Spider-Man, so I think it would have
He's
to.
Not good enough to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The son has the better suit and he has the Venom stuff going on for him right now.
Yeah.
He has a more interesting story.
It's plain obvious when this whole Ultimate Era does a rebranding of #1s that Richard's going to be the main Spider-Man audience. So we'll see how that goes.
I do believe that with Jonathan Hickman's thing he wanted to do from the start is just Jonathan Hickman was not the person supposed to write this book.
Right.
I see why he wanted it to be Chip Zdarsky or Donny Cates, one of them, to originally write this book, because his slow burn style, I think, kind of screws over the pacing of this universe a lot.
All right.
But it's good, but it's not where it could be better.
Well, I also think it's just I think the slow burn stuff would be fine. I just think the priorities of who gets to move the story forward. It seems like a lot of times Harry and Gwen have the most interesting thing going on at any given time. I think anytime they show up, it's like, well, that shit sounds cool.
I will say this: Hickman's writing style, he makes the weight pay off at the end, but we haven't seen that pay off.
To be fair, Jake, I think he did it because they're the one who needed it the most. Harry has not been a good character in 25 years.
I feel like you could. Well, I feel like in doing that he sacrificed a good story to tell about Peter.
I understand it. I can see why he would make that choice. Cause Marvel in this weird situation because the Spider-Man is going to sell. Like people, because Peter's picture is on the cover, he's going to sell.
Right.
So I can see why he prioritized them, but I agree that it kind of fucks Peter.
Yeah.
And now to feel like we're about to move on for Peter, it kind of feel like, damn, we kind of wasted a lot of issues. But so the mom was on a date with J. Jonah Jameson, but the moment she sees Uncle Ben and them here, she closed the door, and they kind of imply that her and Uncle Ben might be fucking.
Oh.
So if you read the dialogue, she's like, she's willing to do a lot of, like, she's willing to be with J. Jonah Jameson, going to vitamin all this stuff. But then when she saw them there, she changed her mind. And then, as you can see here, he asked her, "Did you have fun?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm getting there." Like this weird tone, and sits next to him. And then he says, "I got to go to bed early." So either we know from an early issue she's been attracted to him. So either they did it and he doesn't want to do it, or he's like ashamed to move on, or she's still trying to do it and he's like, nah.
And y'all wonder why she's being drawn to look like Aunt May, right?
Sure.
I think that's the problem with. I think that's why he can't do it because he looks like Aunt May.
Right.
I can't imagine losing the love of your life and then like a month later, the person looking just like they're trying to have sex.
Do you think she remodeled her hair to look like on May, so she had a skin in the game? You're like, you haven't lost anything. I'm just saying.
So I'm interested to see how that goes because I don't want to be together. I think we all said it most times, even like with stuff with the Flash, that once you start intermingling family stuff, it gets weird.
Yeah.
I don't think stepsisters should date stepbrothers. I don't think in-laws should date other in-laws. I don't think that's it.
Spending a lot of time together is one thing, audience. Inbreeding is another.
I think in-laws
It's not by blood, it's by name. You're related. I don't think.
I think in-laws is in the right. You'd have to sell me the context, but I think in-laws are better than
you think Uncle Ben, who's the direct uncle of Peter, should be dating MJ's mom.
No, I'm saying like I could see a scenario where that's just like innocent. It happened. You know what I mean? I think it's different than like
if they have a kid. They have a kid. It'll be Peter's uncle. But
I think it's different than saying like, oh, we grew up together. We only know each other as siblings. That I think that's different than like two adults who don't see each other that often just met up one day. They're like, oh, you know what? We like each other. Coincidentally, our
like a while ago, sure.
Right.
But it's only been.
I better take that back before you get canceled on Twitter.
I still don't like it. But the problem is, Aunt May
and throw it out the window.
Yeah,
that's it. I don't mind it.
Make incest okay.
And he, like you said, incest to incest. Remember that saying? That Jake. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not really even saying incest. I'm saying they're not. They're two adults that just met. They're not. It's not like
related. Incest is incest. We get it.
It's not Barry and Iris where it's like, oh, we knew each other since we were like 6 years old, and we've been like brother and sister. All of a sudden, oh, we have feelings for. I mean, that's weird. You know what I mean? But like two adults who have no context for each other and they just meet and they love each other. I'm not saying it's more acceptable to me. I feel.
Stop burying yourself.
About legality, Jake. It's also morality.
Right.
The morality. Yep. There's that.
Morals.
Yeah, and the problem is, for us, Aunt May just died a little while ago. I know months have passed and years. It hasn't been a year yet. No, it hasn't been a year yet now.
Yeah.
But for us, this just happened. So we only seen Uncle Ben like a few times, really. I would say like 12 times, full on. Where the issue focused on him. And then he already moved on. People didn't like Aunt May because Aunt May sleeps around. Can you imagine that Uncle Ben moving around so fast?
Sure.
Aunt May fucked Doc Ock, bro. That's the type of thing you want Uncle Ben to be on?
Remember, audience, Aunt May has had 2 husbands. Well, technically 3 husbands.
3 husbands, yeah. Doc Ock was married for one night.
And then Jameson's
dad. Jameson's dad, and had the other dude. The guy who died of a heart attack in bed.
Hey, Aunt May is a testament that you can still have it even in your golden years, audience. You know? So, you still got it.
Let's move on from old people sex.
Okay.
But I just thought we had to talk about that because that's still continuing me that they might do that.
Yeah.
But we go to I guess Cryptid's favorite part of the book. When Mary Jane went and talked in the bathroom. You want to talk about that?
Nah, you go ahead, man. This is your book.
No. Can you quote what Gwen said specifically real quick?
Oh, okay. Basically, like, they were talking about the powers, and MJ was like bringing up like the amulet Gwen had. So you don't have any powers of the amulet, and Gwen Stacy's trying to relate that as a weakness, just like. But for me, it's like once in a while sort of weakness. For you, it's your kids, but that's 24/7. Like, oh boy, oh. Let me read the exact quote. Let me read the exact code. Okay, let's see. I'm vulnerable, a weakness to those around me, and in a certain sense, useless. Like you and your children. Except with you, it's every minute of every day. Ooh.
That's how Jake. That's what time he'll say.
I don't think Well, I mean, what she said is out of line to MJ, but if she said that to Peter, that would be kind of valid. I still think because I still think Peter is very irresponsible for being Spider-Man this timeline. For like,
yeah, whatever you don't say it to the wife, you don't tell the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If she said that to Peter, I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of justified, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You got to acknowledge.
It also doesn't help that one of them doesn't know what Nate Richards been up to.
Right.
Yeah. Damn.
So it gets double hard because MJ knows her son almost got the monster.
Right.
But you got next picture. This is how it ends up, Jake. This is what happens to Gwen. Laid out in the bathroom.
And then Gwen comes back the next issue. She's like, I want to make you a Mysterio. Join the initiative.
Join them. I don't your initiative.
Yeah.
They have your fishbowl.
I thought the bathroom was supposed to be a safe haven after all, audience, but apparently not. So
well, depends. You fight with your family sometimes.
Crazy because we learned that from She-Hulk, by the way.
Sure.
Yeah. I didn't want to mention the name, but that's what I was implying. But bam,
What females in the bathroom? I think it's She-Hulk now, bro.
Well, you meet your family in there, and sometimes you fight your family, bro. It's okay. All right.
I'm just saying that Gwen didn't get a black eye. I mean, it looked like she just got knocked out, no physical harm on
That
her.
is crazy. That is crazy that she's like a trade.
Bro. To be fair, she might have bumped her head in the back of the wall.
Sure. Okay. Maybe she was already exhausted. Maybe she just had an all-nighter and then she got punched.
She's not really trained, Jake, in the sense of like how to fight. It just she knows how to use the material power.
Yeah. And I just like when MJ is the only one who came out of the bathroom, and when she returned back to the table, like Peter's like, "Hey, did something happen?" And she points at Peter, saying, "You're a good man, Peter, and you could be too, Harry. But your wife, she's going to get everyone killed." God damn, dude.
Yeah, so she's no longer standing in the background. She's going to be actively a part of this and trying to figure this out.
All right.
I think that's the best, because supporting Peter just sitting at home was not going to work. So her being actively involved and him being forced to tell her everything could work out. The problem, because really Peter needed this, to be honest. Like Jake said, this dude's kind of ass. So he probably this Peter is the one who needed the guy in the chair, bro.
Right.
Okay.
I think well, this is like I said last issue too. I think these are good moments for MJ. I just think like we're already near the end of the book. I'm not even saying this couldn't happen now. I'm just saying like I really wish it was more like, I know there was build up, but I wish it was more like, every time Peter did something that was kind of questionable, she was like, all right, like I wish it was more like a little bit of like a, okay, Peter, like maybe we should talk. Like if I wish it was more leading up to this. I think it's my only issue. But in terms of this actually happening, this is the best. I'm not gonna like say it's terrible. This actually is a good thing for MJ to do.
This is the best MJ's been written so far for Jake.
I disagree. I like this moment and stuff, but I still agree with what we said a few months ago, I guess. It should have happened at the Craven thing. Like there's no way the Craven, after what happened with Craven, they should have just moved on for as long as they did. So,
no. I agree. I'm saying that while this moment is fine where it is, I'm saying like this should not have been like the first time there should have been at least if he was gonna wait this long, there should have been like moments where MJ was like when they moved the first time after the Craven incident, the conversation should have been like, Peter, we have to have a sit down. What is happening? Like, you know what I mean? But I think there should have been more build up to this. I think in a vacuum this is fine, but there should have been way more build up to this. It feels like Hickman is responding to criticism and not actually like it's supposed to be here. That's why I kind of feel like to me.
Okay, that's the best way to go about it. Yeah, he is responding here, so okay. So hey, at least this is the most excited we've been with MJ's character in God knows how long in this book.
It's true. And that still doesn't fix.
Oh,
that doesn't
actually,
fix-
in general, really, I'm counting 616 Spam J2. You know?
I still say this picture in Mirror Game was pretty good. I don't care no one said.
I still think this still doesn't fix a lot of issues. MJ's just been my main like punching bag, but I still like the daughter hasn't done much since the first issue. And I love that.
4 years old, nigga.
I mean, like, why even give him two? No. It's like, why give him 2 kids? Maybe in the relaunch, she'll do more.
Wait, no. The daughter gets stuff. We just don't talk about it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you want her to be Spider Girl?
No, it's just like I liked in the first couple issues where it was like she helps Peter come up with the suit. She's like kind of supportive from him. Like I don't know. It just feels like she doesn't do anything of note that I have remember. At least I stopped around the.
We just don't cover it. Like she most of her last few moments have been her uncle being her and J. Jonah Jameson and stuff like that.
Okay,
she hasn't been in the Peter stuff. That would you want. Yeah, but I don't want this dude involved in his 4-year-old after almost dying.
No, I kind of stopped reading the story consistently around the Craven part where I was like, okay, this is just not gonna do it. Yeah. But so like I don't know what she's been doing lately. It just feels like she hasn't done much, at least to me. But it seems like she has been doing stuff, just not.
Yeah, she gets mom stuff. We just don't talk about it because it's not that important to the book.
Yeah.
It felt like the moment they decided to write the sign, it's kind of switched over. If you want to put that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Which was trying to say something earlier?
No, I was just making a dumb reference. You're good.
Yeah. Talking about Jake wanted this little girl to go out and fight.
I wanted her to go to war.
He wanted her to watch her dad get beat to death and get inspired to be a hero.
Wait, how old is she? How old is she?
5.
Oh, okay. Okay, 4 or 5, and Jake already wants.
She should be fighting in Quinn Talon's army. Okay, she's old enough to join the fight, bro.
Okay, yeah. What about turn 10-year-old
Bailey Briggs? Okay.
Yeah. What about turn 10-year-old Jake?
Actually, also got a good point. That could be Bailey Briggs' sidekick at that age. We've established this. Okay?
Spider Boy is Spider Lane. Okay.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Spider Todd. There you go.
Spider Tot. There you go.
Oh man.
You're thinking of all this dumbass name.
What? One year, a year from now, when they introduce that version of a Spider Person, just know, audience, which said it first.
There you go, Spider Tot. Yo, give with
my residuals.
Yeah. Here's your $20 from Marvel.
People. I need you to know.
$20. I can go buy food.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Spider names, I need y'all to know the next Miles Morales issue officially says in his synopsis that his name is Spin.
Oh wow!
Whoa!
I joked about that when we were actually watching.
Spider-Man. Yeah, it was in that cartoon, Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, or whatever.
They couldn't just call him Shadow Spider. Yeah. They couldn't just stick with Shadow Spider from when Jim Zub was writing him in Champions. Come on.
I don't know why. I was already sold on him just being Spider-Man because the game sold it to me.
I still hate it.
I still like the games that if they're not talking about that Spider-Man, you said, oh no, I meant the other one. Oh, okay.
Okay, who do we
but it doesn't work in here because it's like 15 Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they all have different names already, don't they? I think he's the only one that
people don't see Ben Riley and say, "Oh, that's not Spider." Like they don't see Ben Riley.
Scarlet.
Like, Scarlet Spider.
They're called Spider. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's weird. Okay,
they're like Kane. He goes by Scarlet Spider too.
Okay,
gotcha.
What are you saying?
Who are we putting our blame on for having Miles be named Spin officially in 616?
The world.
The
world.
Yeah.
You made it popular by making people watch a Spidey friend. What is it called?
It's a preschool show, man. Of course it'll be
canon. You did that.
It's popular.
That show was conditioning kids to call him Spin.
This is Switch's contribution to the main lore of Spider Maple audience. There you go. You know.
Probably not. I had a whole conversation about this on Twitter. So I was telling them why don't you call legacy people by their name? And I was like, I don't call legacy characters by their name because they're not legacy characters. If your legacy is standing right next to you.
Yeah. You know. There used to be a time in comics audience where you can only be a legacy character if the previous person is incapacitated, out of the picture, or dead. But
I'm not
screw that.
calling you Spider-Man if Peter's right next to you. I'm not calling Laura's Wolverine if Wolverine's right there. I want you to build your own legacy with your own freedom, your own name. That doesn't have to be tied to this person.
Yep.
If he's dead, you can be Spider-Man. I do not care.
Yeah.
But if he's standing
yeah.
right here, I don't need y'all both that same. I just don't think that's a good.
I remember when Batman died, that have a whole arc saying who is the next Batman.
Yeah, they had a whole
Yeah.
fight about it, bro.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. Yeah.
I remember
Battle
when Barry Allen died and Wally West got to be the Flash for 30 years, bro. 35.
The last one that happened.
Yeah.
No legacy character has been successful as Kid Flash.
And Jeff Johns ruined it.
Yep, there you go.
Oh yeah, just so people know. Green Lantern and Nova are not legacy characters; those are jobs.
Yeah. Oh, comes with the territory. They're basically space officers, audience.
The only time you get a legacy character when it comes to that stuff, if they get Hal's ring or another special Lantern ring specifically, and then they're that guy's legacy.
Well, it also helps that you can say their real name in space. You'd be like, "Oh, it's Green Lantern Hal Jordan. It's Green Lantern Guy Gardner."
Yep, that's true. Alrighty, so already off to a good start, audience. We got to see Gwen Stacy get punched by MJ.
Yeah,
so yeah.
If only this happened to every continuity.
Yes. She punched MJ punched for you fans, audience.
She needs to do it in 616 after they find out that Gwen Stacy just rewrote all of history so she can steal their character, their friend's name.
I want to say with like Gwen's the villain and Peter throws her off a bridge or some shit on accident, and then like Goblin tries to get her and like stabs her neck.
You know what's funny?
What's up?
You know Norman is Spider-Man right now, so that'd be kind of funny.
That would be
Oh man. But
I have to get rid of her before Peter finds her again. I can't let him put their heartbreak one more time.
Dude, audience, I was like I was looking through some old comics at a hobby store earlier this week, right? And I literally saw a comic of Spider-Man from the 80s with the cover with Gwen Stacy coming back and Peter in a text bubble saying, "Gwen Stacy, you're back? Not again." Like oh boy. But all right then. I guess with that, you guys ready to move on?
Yeah, I didn't realize it's the first time I think we've seen like comic text in Spider-Man for a long time. Like the wham, bam, all that shit, ladies.
Oh yeah.
A wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
You need to save those text panels for a special occasion. So yeah, no.
Yeah, we can go.
All right. With that, let's move on to the next book, audience. So, all right, Austin, go ahead.
Is that G.I. Jane?
G.I. Joe number 10.
No, you can't do that joke where you're trying to get slapped by Will Smith.
No, I meant like there's actually a G.I. Joe character named G.I. Jane. I found that out.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Hey.
But,
it ain't a joke.
No.
Hey, Jake, it ain't a joke to some people.
Well, I guess
keep that in mind. So all right.
This is Bareness and CoverGirl. They have to fight to death because some guy said so, and I forgot his name. So
yeah. Let me try finding his name. Go ahead, Austin.
But if I remember, CoverGirl is winning, and he tells her to cut out Bareness's eye. And I was like, they're gonna get this eye back? That'd be kind of cool. But they did
It's because Baroness was the one who took away this guy's eye, and he's just looking for revenge.
He didn't deserve the eye, okay? That was his wandering eye.
That's true. That's true.
Baroness tackles her. They get into a little scuffle and stuff, but if I remember correctly, I can't let him blink right now. If I remember correctly, they get away, at least a little bit.
What? Who gets away?
Doesn't this book cut to Clutch and what the Autobot is?
Yeah. Towards the end, it does. Yeah, it bounces forth between that and Cobra Commander and Destro. So yeah, basically,
can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you, Austin. You hear us?
Okay. Yeah, you go do your thing, real quick.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, I guess I'll just talk about what happened in the fight. Well, basically, CoverGirl and Baroness just pull a fake win to kind of get the guy to come down here and gloat, so that they could sneak attack him. CoverGirl does this one really cool leg bar on the guy's leg and breaks his ankle. You're like, damn, dude. Hey, CoverGirl audience ain't just a pretty face after all. So,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that,
hmm
that's why I was trying to find. I was trying to find the comic because
hmm
the thing that kept throwing me off when I was trying to remember it is that they have random shots of cities almost on every like
hmm
first page.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that was because during during this fight, right? Keep in mind, audience, the reason why they're fighting is because this guy has the villain Raptor patrolling Baroness's parents.
Yeah,
So unless they fight, her parents get killed. You want me to flip to the first page, Austin?
yeah.
Okay. Uh, yeah, this is the whole fight going on. I gotta
Let's
say,
go,
Baroness.
y'all. We got some action for y'all straight out the gate.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I gotta say, it was pretty good. I mean, Baroness certainly put up a fight for someone that just got literally stabbed in the back. But so CoverGirl had to make it look good, audience. So all
I
right.
keep getting his cover girl, but they always kept me on guard.
It's an easy name to remember, Austin.
No, it's not. No. It's not that. It's that there's another GI Joe girl who I always think of that is a Scarlet, who's also blonde,
Mhm.
and that's what I always think of as cover girl, and not this girl.
Okay, gotcha.
I will see her later,
hmm
but we do get Destro. This man got a wife. Oh my god!
Some
People don't
people
know
are
anything
just.
about Destro. Baroness is
Mhm.
usually his girl, so watching with someone else is kind of crazy.
Hey, some people love that intimidating hard body type. I
It's the
guess.
Doctor Doom effect, bro. He has to drip. Okay, they can feel the drip from across the room. You see, look, he even got the old fashioned like furniture and stuff, bro. This is Doctor Doom.
Yeah, he's wearing that bling bling, audience. So yeah.
We got to the
Mhm.
lab. You see them making and regenerating, or not regenerating, but making their next soldier, trying to like infuse them with
Oh yeah,
energon and some other stuff.
very
Cobra
gruesome,
Commander's
audience.
here,
hmm
the best character in this franchise. Despite what people trying to tell you, read his series, please. We got
Yeah. He
that.
had that one cool cover of like him having the bloody smile painted on him.
That's the
Okay.
greatest thing, okay? I don't care what anyone says. But we cut back to the Baroness fight. She gets covered on the arm bar. Like you already covered this part, really.
Yeah.
I had a comic in front of me. So, but Baroness starts knife fighting this dude. And he's
Yeah.
like, "You want something done right? You gotta do it yourself." And I was like, "Bro, it's kind of too late for that. If you win now, it's kind of bitch made because you made them fight each other so long." It's a
Hey, it's
game,
even peasy, man, since his leg got broken, So I say it's even bout. hmm
but and we do get my favorite moment. This is the part I remember for some reason. The Baroness stuff did not stick with me. But
Okay.
collecting his Autobot, whose name I always forget. They're down
Okay.
here. They get caught
The
by
risk.
what risk?
Risk. Yep.
Yeah, I'm dead high risk.
Yeah.
But
The reason Clutch and that Autobot left is because the Autobot needs Energon right now. It's
yeah,
basically
so they
starving
came
for
to steal
energy.
it from Cobra Commander. Basically.
Yeah. So and
People don't
Risk
know Cobra
and
Commander have been making a shit ton since the start of the
yeah.
book.
And this is Risk like suspecting that Clutch is probably like an undercover agent since he spent so much time as an undercover agent for Cobra. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because people don't remember that some people thought it was a little convenient that he happened to be at the Cobra base when all that stuff went down a few issues ago, and he was actually
hmm
stayed since then. But
Yeah.
I just thought it was
And
funny that Risk was able to track him up, follow him all the way down here. Everything was going
mhm.
on, and they get surrounded. Well, not surrounded, but they get confronted by at least 20 Cobra guys.
Oh yeah. Full rifles pointed at them and everything, man. They're like, "Oh, we got
But
you, man. We got you. We got you,
but
Jace."
you see Clutch, and I'm like, bro, you really think you got us? And the other dude's like, oh my fucking god. Because you
Let's
look
see.
behind him, you get the horrifying picture of the
Let's see.
Autobot standing up, ready to crush them all.
Oh my god, dude, that kind of reminds me of that like one famous album cover of that giant with that giant robot, like that apparently scared a lot of people.
I have to look
Yeah,
it up.
you like open the roof and it's like just I'll try finding it after the show, audience. Like they made a Family Guy episode about it and everything too. So yeah, basically. Yeah, this Cobra guy is like saying, "Hey, at least put up a fight," and oh shit, unaware that there's an Autobot right behind him with literally a rocket launcher on his shoulder. So you're like, damn,
And
damn.
I don't know if you all remember, but Starscream with his bare hands just casually crushing people. So imagine an Autobot that actually wants to fight. Well, a robot that actually wants to fight you.
Yep, yep.
Starscream was fucking around. This dude's about to kill these guys for to save
Yeah.
his friend.
Think of how an actual fight would look like between a transformer and an actual person, audience. So that's what's going to
Well, so
happen.
Starscream will lose because he did before in those Bayverse movies.
Hey.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they were
Starscream
basically
so far
G.I. Joes.
Starscream's only lost to Soundwave.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
He lost to the weakest of them. He wasn't even military trained. He was a loser. I'm sad.
I don't have to mute that guy. But the issue and stuff is good. The issue is good. There's a lot of action, but you get a lot of stuff from Baroness. CoverGirl gets some cool stuff, which is surprising. So when I looked up, currently CoverGirl doesn't get a lot of stuff because usually I was like, Scarlet's the main girl. Scarlet's not. I can promise you, if Scarlet was here, CoverGirl would not be in this book.
Again, this is CoverGirl representing, man. She's more than just a pretty face, audience. Let's think of that way,
That's going to be her tagline. I'm going to put it on her poster.
There you go, and have her sign it.
I am worried about this franchise's future. I don't know if you saw it for a bit, but we knew that Jonathan Hickman was taking over the writing for Transformers, but they're changing the art style too.
Ooh.
And it's gonna be Dan Moore, and Dan Moore is good. The problem is they revealed his Transformers. We'll probably talk about it Monday. And if you read the first 1 to 24 issues of Transformers, you would know this is a gritty book because these people have been in a non-stop war for millions of years. So everyone's roughed up. They don't look clean. They look fucked up. Dan Moore looks like straight like the G1 cartoon animated. So all of them are clean. They're not really taking damage, and it's really wormy in the future. And I know if they made a change there, they're probably gonna make a change in G.I. Joe and stuff later.
Which is kind of sad because then you've gone 10 issues in, like you're already accustomed to the art style of this, but it's unfortunate the artists couldn't stick around for the long run. So yeah, looking at Dan Moore's artwork,
Dan Moore is good. It's just very bright, and I don't think it really fits the down gritty war that Transformers have been nonstop since we got the book.
Yep. He is so bright, audience, that he was hired to do the world's finest comic after all. So yeah. But yeah, I mean it was a good issue overall. Still keeping that momentum of good comics coming from G.I. Joe. So
I want to know my biggest fear with this stuff with Dan Moore though.
What?
I feel like he's gonna cut out my wrestling moves out of my Transformers book, bro.
Aww.
I don't know because the artist and writer already teamed up and did another book called Dual Powerbomb with a wrestling book, and that's why they did that. Wow. I don't know if these two guys have any connection or care about wrestling. I worry that's gonna get cut out, man.
Okay, sounds like Dan Moore needs to spend some time with me as we binge all elite wrestling together. Get him involved into the wrestling program. Go all elite, audience. So yeah. All right. Any final thoughts on this before we move on, guys?
Nah.
Don't worry, Austin. You get gay people this week.
I will be listening. I appreciate y'all letting me go first.
Gotcha.
I will pick my up from the airport.
Gotcha. No problem, man.
We'll hear me talk about it.
Hope you
I had to
listen
do
to
it at
the
10:30, so like I gotta leave at 10:30. So I'm like, oh, I can make.
Well, you better be listening, Austin, because Tails fought Rouge this week. All right.
Hey,
Be
and
happy.
also
Yeah,
Last
our
Boy,
literary
man.
characters being gay as hell.
The Last Boy has some pretty juicy content in it, which
Also,
sounds
which
really wrong.
before I leave, I want you to know, I can't believe you did not review the Invisible Man that came out last week.
The book came out
Came out
last.
this week. Came out this week.
It came
Well,
out
it came out
Wednesday.
last week. We're reviewing it a few days after it came out,
Mm-hmm.
like we always do. It came out last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about it today.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know you were talking about it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, now we are. So
Let me take back my comment.
it's very rare that me and Witch have a comic that we would both read together.
have
So
a
let's just
comic
keep them right
thing.
on. Yep. So
Well, I'm gonna go to linktree.withyjoden. New to streaming or looking to level up, check out StreamYard and get a $10 discount. You put
Bro, we do not have no
that
promo.
link in here.
Yeah, we do. It's in the private chat.
It's
that
in
he's
the
reading
private
off
chat.
of.
That's
Well, all right. Well, before we
All right.
get off topic, let's talk about the Last Boy, audience. All right. Which sounds so wrong when I say it like that. Okay, we're talking about the next book, audience. The Last Boy, issue number 5, which is the end of this miniseries, which is kind of sad because I kind of want to see where this went off. But I guess this book got canceled basically. I guess due to low sales. I mean, at least in my comic book shop audience, I was like literally the only person who had this in his subscription box. I picked up
That's
literally the
super
last copy.
chaos.
There you go. So in case you guys need reminding, there's this Phantom King going around terrorizing kingdoms around Neverland. Peter being the dumb butt that he is, went to go fight up against him. And keep in mind, this was like after he already killed Captain Hook, who was trying to turn his life around. Peter gets his hand chopped off. And you're like, dude. Yeah, you can see that in the thumbnail of this video, audience. But anyway, we pick up on that, right? Let me flip to the first page. Okay, after he got his hand cut off, Captain Hook's right hand man, I forgot his name. He's the chubby old short guy. The one wearing the blue and white striped shirt.
Yes.
Yep, him. So he and Tinkerbell were able to take Peter out of the fight, bring him back to his tree, and try nursing his wounds. And I just love Peter's reaction because, Peter's reaction to have his hand chopped off is probably the same reaction I'd imagine all of us would have if we were in our kid years and all of a sudden got our hand cut off. Oh, what the? Oh, I used to have a right hand. My hand is gone. Oh my god. Oh my god. And the old guy's like, look, Peter, you're in shock. All right, we stopped the bleeding. You're going to be okay. Okay. Where's my hand? What happened to my hand? Oh god. Yeah. He's freaking out, audience. Basically, like, where's my plot armor?
What an asshole! What an asshole! He wasn't concerned for Hook when he missed a hand.
Oh, funny you should bring that up because it was Peter who cut off Hook's hand. Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so yeah, Peter. So it's okay for you to do that to somebody else, but when you get a taste of your own medicine, now you have a problem with that. Like, oh man, and to add more insult to injury, right? Captain Hook's right hand man is like saying, Okay, look, Peter, I know you're going through a lot, but look, I actually have something that might actually help you. And this is just me talking, audience, but if I was in Peter's situation, I'd be telling him, don't you beeping dare. Like, what do you think Captain Hook's right-hand man will give Peter now that he's missing a hand? Don't you beeping dare, dude. Don't you. And he breaks out the chest with Captain Hook's hook. Oh my god. Yeah, this is insult to injury, audience.
I said this should happen.
Yeah. But okay, look, there comes an emotional moment actually here, right? Because the old guy is actually telling Peter, actually, he wanted you to have this. it was actually his favorite hook, and he wanted to give this to you as a peace offering. I was like, wait, what? Peter's like responded this like, but why? I cut off Captain Hook's hand. I don't understand why he wanted to give me this. And then the old guy goes on like a little bit of a monologue saying, look, Peter, Captain Hook was a different man, right? And when you cut off his hand and took his treasure, he was just consumed by greed and anger. All he wanted was revenge at any cost. But then, after all the battles, after all the fights, he just realized he was fighting a boy, and that cost him everything. Like, wow. This whole book is basically roasting Peter, audience. That's what I noticed. So he's also saying like, look, I think he realized he was partly responsible for things escalating the way that they did, but he wanted to change. He wanted to turn a new leaf. He was kinder. He was happier. He was so happy that he actually wanted to give up his hook and give it to you, Peter. So, wow. Wow, Peter's a real DICK audience. Like, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm rereading one of my books so that I can actually.
Gotcha. Okay, so anyway, like, then they get an alert from one of their birds that the Phantom King is coming, and the old guy leaves. But now even Tinkerbell has her time of roasting Peter. She's like,
What?
look,
I thought Tinkerbell and Peter were cool. What happened?
I know. She actually talks for her first time, and everybody's like, wait, Tinkerbell, you can actually talk? Like, look, Peter, I'm talking because you have to hear this. Oh boy. Peter, I've always tried my best to protect you from Captain Hook, from the were monkeys to the lizard folks, but mostly because of you. Oh. Oh, damn, dude. Everybody's having their crack at Peter in this, right? And she's like saying, okay, I think I know who this Phantom King is. So here, I got something for you that'll help you take him down. And yeah, we go back to like the scenes that were going on with Wendy back in the real world, and this is why I feel like this book got canceled because like Wendy, you don't really care what she's doing in this. Like, I feel like it's just filler really. She's going through her own problems as an adult, and she even breaks her wedding off with her fiance because she wants to write a book. Okay, yeah, come on, that was a bit of a bitch move there. Um, but what can you do? Anyway, so the Phantom King arrives. Let me bring him up. In case you guys need reminding as to what he looks like. I mean, come on, look, that's a final boss right there, man. That's a Kingdom Heart villain for you right there.
You just
Yeah.
keep saying, "Leave me alone, bro." I'm not trying Peter keeps coming up to the scene. He's just like, "Bro, just please leave me alone. Just leave me alone."
Leave me alone as I lay all these kingdoms to burn. So yeah,
That's fine. Just leave me alone. I'm not trying to fight you, bro. Just leave me alone.
Gotcha. So he comes into the kingdom, and the Lost Boys are the last line of defense. Keep in mind, audience, the Lost Boys all grew up and all had families of their own. So they're men here, so they're going to try defending their home at all costs. But luckily, they don't have to because Peter comes around, and yeah, he's prepared for battle. Look at this, audience. He comes in prepared for battle, and already he's going to get canceled. Look at what he's wearing, audience, on his head.
Yeah, part of the stuff. He just styling out.
He's just spacing out, dude. Well, I mean, I would imagine it was a gift from Tiger Lily. So does that make it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make it okay if he gets the blessing of the tribe, audience?
I believe so, yeah. I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess there's so. I mean, there would be a limit to how much Tiger Lily's free pass is, but like
I mean, he's not pissing on it. I think it's okay.
Okay. I assume Peter smoked a pipe with them at some point. I mean, given how long he's been in Neverland, so he's chummy with them, audience. All right, he's a friend to the tribe. All right, let's all keep that in mind. Okay. So anyway, he comes in. Phantom King is ready to finally lay this boy to rest, and Peter is like, "Look, I'm not here to fight you, actually, because I know who you are." And he pulls out a string, those sewing needle strings, and it's here you kind of find out that the Phantom King is actually Peter's shadow. Oh
Oh, just
yeah,
evil Peter. He's just like, I'm sick of this shit.
yeah. Like, dude, even his own shadow doesn't want to be around Peter because he's such an annoying little brat. Like, wow,
Mm. But that
wow.
said, since you are just shadow me, can I have my arm back? Can you like fix that?
I know, right? So, but Peter makes peace with his shadow because he knows why the shadow left him, right? Look, he goes on his monologue saying, "Look, I wish Neverland could be eternal, that nothing here could ever change, but I can't be a child forever when all the people dearest to me continue to grow and change." Wow. Again, this is an important life lesson for you, audience. Like, it's either you grow up or the people around you do, and yeah, you really will feel like the ultimate outsider amongst the people you care about, you know? So, yeah. So, Peter reunites with his shadow. He goes back. He decides to finally give growing up a chance. So he goes on a boat. Everybody comes in to wish him a farewell, and Tinkerbell, gives a last bit of pixie dust on his boat. And it's here we reach the end of the issue where Peter reunites with Wendy as he's now back in the real world, and it looks like he grew up a bit.
And grew an
And
arm?
we see his hand and we see both hands in the pocket, so I don't know if his hands are
That
back.
hook, no, the hook will be poking out.
I think there are digital scans of this book.
No, there aren't. Which I checked. Like they only
you
had like up to issue 2.
His
Yeah,
hand, his hook would be poking out of his hand. He got his hand back. Or it's
yeah.
not on.
I know. But yeah, this kind of leads me to believe, like, the fact that we don't see digital scans of this is because, like, yeah, again, the sales numbers weren't really there, audience. There were so few in between that, like, it wasn't worth scanning online. That's why I had to take pictures of it with my phone. So
Well, that's
yeah,
fine. That's just that's a solid story for Peter Pan.
it
He
is.
had a problem.
It is.
He went through it. It's over.
Yeah, I kind of wish I wanted to see the session where Wendy starts roasting Peter and the rest of the other kids, who Peter kidnapped, right? Because like everybody in Neverland was roasting Peter. Now it's time for the kids from our world to be roasting Peter.
Yeah.
But yeah, looks like we're not going to get that. I mean, I hope like we can at least get an issue 1 treatment somewhere down the line, but it doesn't look like it. But yeah, the last boy, audience. He ain't a boy no more. All right, let's put it that way.
Proud to let him grow up. Proud.
Hey, look at that. All right. But anyway, that's it for the last boy. So now we can move on to the other book. Which I
Wait.
think it's you.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised that it was this book and not Avengers Academy. But
Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be Avengers
Oh,
Academy.
no, I can do
Yeah.
Christopher Chaos. I can do Christopher
Okay.
Chaos.
I mean,
First.
it's yeah.
no, wait. Let
No,
me just look at
I can do Christopher Chaos. I don't mind doing Christopher Chaos first.
it. Oh, dang. Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah, I forgot to upload all the Avengers Academy issues, but
No
okay, you
worries.
do
I can do Christopher Chaos right now while you do that.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, I'm talking about the oddly pedestrian life of Christopher Chaos, Children of the Night, issue 3.
Mm-hmm.
Same crew as always. It's great. So, we start off with a child, Henry Jekyll. We get to learn his backstory on how he became a so-called monster. He was sick as a child. All the nurses were telling him that, he was destined for hell or whatever the fuck, religious trauma. You know how it be.
Yeah.
We learn that he's fruity.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with all these literary characters being fruity? Couldn't tell
Yeah.
you, but I'm not mad.
There
I'm
has
not
to be
mad.
a book. Hey, there has to be a book currently that does that. After all. So
And it's my book. We get gay
Mhm.
monsters.
There you go.
And I'm happy about that. You hear that, Austin? We get gay monsters. But Adam is my man, so back off. He has done nothing wrong.
Adam is reserved, audience.
Yeah,
Adam is
Adam
reserved.
Frankenstein is reserved for me and me only, bestie. I call dibs because I'm the only bitch talking about this book, so it's fine. Yeah. So we also learn how all of Jekyll's like other sonas pulled up, because if you know anything about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, he drank like this like thing that he made, and then over time it started to consume him, and yeah, he gone crazy. He gone crazy. Just kidding, not crazy, but you get the idea. So yeah, he basically told his life story to a bunch of kids, and Viv is like, okay, thanks for sharing with the class, but can we circle back to what the fuck happened to Christopher and why there's a monster hunter en route to my house? Like, dang.
Mhm.
And so Jekyll is like, oh, the boy is a battery for Aether, which, if you didn't know, is what makes monsters monsters, and all this other stuff. And they both share an abnormal commonality of their outbursts, you know, and all this other stuff. And so Viv is like, what about this monster hunter? And Jekyll's like, oh, Hellbound? Yeah, a bounty's been placed on my head by who? I don't know. You know? Could be anyone. It can even be Dracula. He never really liked me all that much. And so the twins are like, so you came here risking all our lives too? What the hell, man? I have a rugby match in 2 days. Oh, Luca, how stupid you are. Anyways, so Henry's like, oh, I came looking for him. And we see Adam. He's pointing up to Adam. Because he's so tall. Ew. And Henry is like, oh, Adam Frankenstein is the reason I still live and breathe. He found me once, welcomed me into the society, blah, 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 blah. A bunch of gay shit. You get the idea. And so Adam is like, okay, tell him of Edward. And Henry's like, Edward? And yeah, and like Luca's like, yeah, who the hell is this bloody Jack guy? Like you kept talking about, isn't that the whole thing, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. And so Henry's like, don't you dare say that name, don't you dare call him forth. And he like dramatically falls onto the bed that Christopher's on right now, because you know he's a dramatic bitch. Don't we just love, I don't even remember what pictures I sent, but it's okay, we'll figure it out later. No, we're good for now. Anyways, so yeah, he's like, oh, truly I do not know how much time I have to survive, and all this other stuff. And Christopher's like, okay, this is the Monster Club, Adam. Like, we help when a monster is in need, we help them, and if a monster's in danger, we protect them. Otherwise, what's the fucking point? That's like the first time this child has fully cussed. Child, why you cussing? Why you cussing? You ain't grown. Just kidding. You're my baby boy. Anyways, so Christopher's like, okay, Viv, we need to modify your help, like your house with some defense systems. We need tools, materials. So we're gonna go to my lab. Yes, we all need to get prepared. So we need to find out where Jordy is, because remember, I just learned how to pronounce his name as of 2 months ago. Yay!
Give a clap for which, audience?
Well, I didn't know because I've only read it. I haven't heard it, so
Okay.
I got to ask Tate at San Diego Comic-Con, and he was like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, cool, thanks.
Gotcha.
Anyways, so Luca offers to go find him. Yay! Anyways, so Adam is like, Christopher, I know I broke your trust. A night has not gone by where I do not question these decisions, but Jekyll and I have a long, long history. Yes, we were friends in the past, but I do not trust this man in the present. And Christopher's like, are you finished? Good. Let's fly. And then Peggy like goes behind him, you know, because Peggy's cool. Anyways, so we cut to a rat eating some fries with some ketchup on it. And from off panel, we hear like, oh, thanks for the help. I just like the smell of them. You can have them. And it's Jordy. Yeah. So we basically learned basically like why he does this little tradition with the fries and sitting on rooftops and everything. And like after he became a vampire, like he couldn't eat the fries anymore, you know, because he needed blood for substance. And all this other stuff. Don't worry, he's fine now. Anyways, so we see someone in the shadows, and he's like, howdy, vampire. And Jordy's like, who the fuck are you, man? Like some kind of Hellwing knockoff. And Hellbound, that's what his name is, he like has this like cross chain thing, and he's like something like that, and attacks Jordy. And so Jordy's like, this ain't The Exorcist, dude. That shit can't hurt me. Like religious trauma, I've been through that. Shit, like word of advice, don't fuck with Dracula boy. And I'm just like, baby boy, I need you to look me in the eye. No, because he gets hurt. My baby boy gets hurt.
You want me to bring up the first picture, which it's the one that has the picture for the thumbnail on the top?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. So Hellbound is like, Dracula, huh? I met that old bat once or twice. And he's like, my name is Hellbound, independent contracted monster hunter. You ain't the contract boy, no bounty on your hide, but I need a little bit of a warm up. So tell me, what kind of vamp are you anyhow? Kind that heals? Yeehaw, bitch. And so basically, chains up Jordy and basically pins him to a wall and basically is about to stake him and stakes him like an asshole. And Jordy tries to bite him, but it doesn't really work. And so I'm going to read this verbatim, okay, because it sounds like some stuff I've heard in the past. And so Jordy's like, are you even human? And so basically Hellbound's like, boy, I'm a goddamn red-blooded American, and shoots Jordy like an asshole. What did Jordy do to you? He's a kid.
Wow.
And so basically he whistles off while dragging Jordy. Can you go to the pic?
Yep.
To God knows where. My baby boy, how dare he touch my baby boy? I don't care how cool your design is. Don't touch my baby boy. How fucking dare you?
I'm looking at the design from the top panel, man. That looks like the Grim Reaper cowboy, really. You know? So, yeah.
He hurt my baby boy. I don't fuck with him. I don't care how cool your design looks. You don't fuck with my baby like that. Anyways, so we cut to Christopher, Viv, and Sasha and Peggy going into his lab, and they're like, "Wow, holy shit!" And so Sasha's like, "Wait, you built all of this, and yet you're failing physics?" And Christopher's like, "Yep. I think I started building it in my sleep, to be honest, but then I woke up, and then it was like, boom, okay, it's pretty cool, you know." So I guess it's like my chaos time. You get what I mean? So they walk past the robot that Christopher made and everything like that. But don't worry about it. It's not important for the issue. And so Christopher's like, hey, Viv, do you think that we're doing the right thing helping Dr. Jekyll? Because Adam doesn't think so. And Viv is like, what happened between you two anyways? And Christopher's like, nothing, a lot. Like, you know, he really like did hurt my feelings as of issue 15 from the first book, if you guys didn't know. And so Viv is like, okay, whatever. I'm on your side. We've come a long way from one quarter brave, whatever the fuck that means. But I trust your heart, you know? Like, you have a good heart, like Chaos. I say it's even bigger than your brain. Your big, dumb brain. And a good heart makes all the difference. And Sasha's being all snarky, you know? And she's like, human talking sides. As if any of this actually affects her. And Viv's like, are you like, excuse me? If it affects my friends, it affects me. Like, what is your fucking problem? Like, I'm sorry, did Orla not fuck you hard enough last time? And Sasha's like, what the fuck? Like, excuse me, how do you know? And so Luca keeps calling Sasha, and she's like, what do you want? You know, because they're twins. You know, they're siblings. And so he's like, oh, like, sis, it's Luca. I didn't find Jordy, but I think he's in trouble. And Sasha's like, what do you mean? She's whispering. And Luca's like, I mean, I found his mask, like the one that Dracula boy wears. And there's, like, a lot of blood. So he might be. And so Sasha's like, okay, remember what Mom said? Looks like someone's doing our job for us. Because you could definitely tell they have ulterior motives. Maybe. Well, their mom has motives. Then they're not good motives, okay? Anyways, so basically she hangs up the phone and Christopher's like, oh, is everything okay? Because, you know, he cares. He cares about the Monster Club, okay? And so, Sasha's like, everything's great. Let's get this show moving, bestie. And so we cut to Viv's house. I think it's Viv's house. It's a secondary location. And so basically, Henry's like, "Well, you haven't aged a single night, Adam Frankenstein. The curse that plagues both of us does it not?" And so Adam's like, "What are you doing here, Jekyll?" Like, and so Henry's like, "My life is in great danger. Like, do you not trust me?" And so Adam's like, "Your life has always been in danger, as has mine. Like, what are your true intentions? You lied to the boy and his friends, and they do not trust me." So, and so Henry's like, "Yeah, my story rang true." And Adam is like, You definitely kept some details out of the full story." And so Henry's like, "Okay, forgive me, Adam, but from what I can tell, that isn't that your specialty, not saying the whole truth, you know? Like, the boy knows next to nothing. Like, you didn't tell him about the origins of his birth, who his parents are, like, what the fuck happened to him, you know? Because if you remember from issue 1 of the first series, you know that Adam knows about Christopher since day 1.
Right.
Since day uno. I have my
Yeah.
theories, but I'm keeping them to myself.
A
Because
witch
I
theory, audience.
because I can.
A
I'm not
witch
saying
theory.
okay, here's the thing. I'm not saying that he's directly related to Adam Frankenstein, but I do believe that he is related to Victor Frankenstein in some way, shape, or form.
You can at least say their body parts have to have some relation, at least one body part. You know, maybe
No,
maybe
I'm not talking
one
about
pair cousin.
Adam. I'm talking about Victor.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I
Yeah.
think my theory is, and if any of the Christopher Chaos crew is watching this, I highly doubt it, but if any of them are, they're going to be like, "You got to keep reading." But it's like, I want to know now. But I think that Victor is the reincarnation. No, Christopher is the reincarnation of Victor. That's my theory.
Mm-hmm.
That's my theory. I'm going to stick to it until we get full on confirmation.
Right.
You get me?
Yeah.
Anyways, so basically, Adam's like, "Okay, you caused that fire, Henry. Like, you struck that match." And Henry's like, "Whatever you say, whatever you believe, you know?" And it's like no great revelation to say that parts of me once loved you, Adam. Like, I suspect some still do. But those repugnant pieces of me are locked away and I'm suffocating. And by the morning, they should all be dead. Keep in mind, I don't think I sent the picture, but like the size difference between Adam and Henry is absolutely insane.
Wow.
Like, definitely. Like, definitely. If you see them, like, even just sitting next to each other, woof. Like, we got a bitch. You're like 8, they're like 7, 8 feet tall. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
More of him to
And
appreciate, you know. So.
yeah. So, Adam is like, "What are you talking about, Henry?" And Henry's like, "I know what's inside that boy's head. Like, I know your father's designs live on." And so he pulls out like this weird gun thingy. I don't know. And so Adam's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," you know? And Henry's like, "Oh, sit down. Don't get your stitches in a knot. Like, okay, I know you recognize this thingy and it's not complete yet. Plus, the boy knows not what he travels with and the true powers and knowledge he wields, and you've made certain of that." And so Adam's like, he can't know, like, he cannot know, not yet. Like, Christopher's a child. His brain's not fully formed. The decisions he'll make, the pain, like, all of this will cause his sense of self. And so Henry's like, "Self? What do you mean of self? Like, do you really believe that? Like, that you and I are united in our monstrosity? Tell me, Adam, do your corpses call out to you all day and night? You know, because I don't think he has contact with all of his body parts. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know." So he's like, "Do those voices fill your head every single goddamn time and every single goddamn day? No? Well, I hear them. I hear them every single fucking day. Would you like to listen to them?" And so we basically circle through all of Henry's, like, the other altars and all that other stuff. And he low-key kind of faints a little bit. Like, he starts to faint, you know, because he's dramatic and we love him. And so he's like, "Can't you see, old friend, my life's in danger. These monsters will be my end, and so I must end them first. Like, Christopher and this device, once completed, are my only hope. Like, I must cure myself of these evils." And I was like, okay, there's no curing of what we are, Henry. Like, what you speak of is akin to, like, like amputation or like maybe like a chemical castration or something. Like I will not allow it. And so Henry's like that the boy rejects you. Like the boy wants what he wants. And Adam's like, I will not allow this. And like he's being serious about it. So you know.
Yeah.
And so Henry's like, oh Adam, I've gone so long without an outburst, and I really did try to keep this civil. Can you go to the next picture?
Yep.
I think I picked the right
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So the not so great one showed up. Bloody Jack, you know. And guess what? So Adam is trying to like keep up, like keep him at bay a little bit, but gets his ass beat. Is getting his ass beat by him because vicious. How dare you hurt my man? How dare you hurt my man? Krypton, how
Wow.
dare he?
I know, right?
Jake, how dare he?
Out there.
How dare?
Feel the wrath.
How dare?
Yeah.
And so Adam's like, you're unwell, Jack. It's been too long in there, hasn't it? Like your rage, like it's lost his compass. Like where's Edward? Like please listen to Edward. And he's not like Jack is not listening to it, and basically just like beats the ever loving shit out of Adam. He's fine, I think. And so Henry goes back to normal, and he's like, oh my God, what did I do? This wasn't the plan. You're gonna go to the last picture.
Did you bring it up?
And he's like, this wasn't the plan at all. And we just see Jordy all chained up like a light post with the sun coming up.
God dang.
And that's where the main issue ends. The next issue comes out next month. We do get a Monsters in Love like little 8-page spread, but I'm not really gonna get to it. It's basically about a girl who falls in love with the fish man. Let's fall in love with the fish man. But don't worry about it. Henry, love yourself. I agree. And I don't know, maybe kiss Adam. I'm down. Why not? We all live once.
After seeing this book end with this third picture, we could use some more. We could use some love in the next, after all. So yeah.
I mean, I could briefly go into the Monsters in Love issue if you want. It's nothing too crazy.
Gotcha. Yeah, but for sake of time, yeah, we have to. Got a lot of
like I said, it's basically about a weirdo girl who like falls in love with like a fish guy. It's all good because she's outcasted. You know how it would be, but it's all good because it's cute.
There you go.
Anyway, you guys can move on now, unless it's my turn again.
So, all right. No. Okay, we're moving on to the next book, and it's going to be Jake's book, actually. So, Jake.
Yes, it's Sonic has returned for his monthly check-in, and this time he'll be facing a new antagonist, okay? New to the Sonic universe, never before seen. And also maybe some familiar rivals as well. Well, our issue, basically this issue, Sonic and friends are at a party. Well, Sonic and Tails are at a party. They're tracking down the last Chaos Emerald. You see, someone's been stealing the Chaos Emeralds again, as it so be. And there's
who isn't going after the Chaos Emeralds?
It's true. Now I wanted to bring up something that actually makes me mad. Okay, maybe I'm trying to think back to it. But I remember reading this issue, and I'm like, who doesn't know what a Chaos Emerald is, right? Right? Yeah. Like you would think in Sonic's world that'd be the most popular thing, you know. But there's one Chaos Emerald left. It couldn't have been too much time since they found it, but they have this Chaos Emerald just on display in like an auction house or like a rich person's party. Or whatever.
Look, I'm just saying, like in Marvel, you have the Infinity Gauntlet, you have the Cosmic Cube, you have the Mcron Crystal, you have a whole bunch of powerful objects, right? I mean, when it comes to Sonic, like all I can think of is Chaos Emeralds. Like
I think there should also be rings, but Sega says rings don't exist in the Sonic universe. It's just a gameplay mechanic. I don't believe them. That's stupid.
Give us like the Infinity Rings or something in that case.
Well, we had the 7 world rings. That was from Sonic and the Secret Rings. Okay. And we don't know what happens when you put all 7 of them together, but we know if Sonic absorbs 4 of them, he gets a super form called Dark Spine Sonic, and it's metal as shit. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? We have the dream crystals or whatever from like whatever they did in Sonic Shuffle. All right, that's something. shit. Oh no, that's the Master Emerald. That is a Chaos Emerald, just big. I guess we only have Chaos Emeralds in the main universe. We do have Soul Emeralds, but that's a different universe, I guess. So, okay, whatever. Anyway, point being, there was also another thing I found very disturbing about this issue. Now, this was played as a joke. I don't think they understand what they fucking said. I don't think they understand what this fucking implies for the Sonic universe. Okay, so anyway, just some pre build up. Sonic is at the party with Tails, and Tails has this plan to see, because he wants to know who is stealing the Chaos Emeralds. Okay, it's one thing to get the Chaos Emerald, but how do we know who's stealing them? I need to know where the other 6 are, right? And so, Shadow and Rouge show up, and after the same thing, Rouge, she wants that fucking emerald. She's like, give me that fucking emerald. I just want it. and Shadow, he's like, listen. So Sonic's like, so Shadow, what are you here for? You here to save the world or whatever? He's like, listen, my priority is to save the world, as I promised on my dead friend I would do it. Also, but like in terms of who gets the Chaos Emerald, obviously it should be me. I'm the most capable, I'm the most qualified. I'll keep it safe. And Sonic's like, all right, whatever. So they're watching these dancers, right? They're watching these people, this troupe of dancers wearing masks similar to our villains, and they're pretty cool, right? And then Lunar shows up. Now it should be relevant that I should say, as far as I can remember, there might be some slips through the cracks. Lunar is the first non-binary Sonic character, and this isn't hyperbole. This isn't fan speculation. I mean, like, Lunar, according to the author, only goes by they, them. Well, no, Lunar only goes by Lunar. I'm sorry. They can't say, I don't think they can say that Lunar is officially non-binary, but they said that Lunar has no gender. I think it's as far as
they're agender.
Wait,
they're agender.
Wait.
But I think that's as far as they can say. I don't think they can say, they can call them they, them. I think they can just say it's just Lunar.
Wait, is Lunar a hedgehog or
Lunar is, I'm not sure what Lunar is, to be honest with you. Oh well,
okay.
But I mean, like, yeah. So that's all we know about Lunar for now. Okay, Lunar shows up, and Lunar says the most fucked up joke that has the most fucked up implications. Okay, Lunar comes in and says, this is like, oh, look at all these rich people here. No, these stuffed rich people here. I guess the taxidermist will be busy this time of year. I'm like, what? Because you just
sounded like an activist.
No. My thing is, like, you just said taxidermy exists in the Sonic universe. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, it is an Earth world after all. I mean, there are a bunch of job professions I met. Wait, did somebody perform a taxidermy on actual hedgehogs?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do they taxidermy the Mobians? Like, whatever Sonic's people are? Like, what are the implications here? Is this
okay? I can imagine. Okay, taxidermy against like animals. Okay, it's one thing, but if you do it on a sentient being, like, okay, that's oh no, hell no, dude.
Right? And Sonic is very pro animal. You think he lives in a world where people just taxidermy people, like taxidermy his kind, or like little squirrels, and he just lets that slide? I don't believe so. I don't think that's. I'm just saying. But anyway, so they chase after Lunar, and we get a fun fight because Sonic and Tails have their own plan to get Lunar, but Rouge, she just wants that fucking Chaos Emerald, and Shadow, he doesn't think Sonic can handle the Chaos Emerald. Okay, so I do like how this fight goes. Initially, Sonic and Tails are like behind because Shadow sucker punches them, and Rouge sucker punches Tails, and Shadow just like knocks Sonic out the way. And Sonic's like, okay, so you know what? They're a cool team, but we're a cooler team. Sonic and Tails to the rescue. So they actually do some fun team ups. I do like how you can see the differences between how Rouge and Shadow team up between Sonic and Tails. Sonic and Tails have flawless teamwork. They trust each other 100%. And it's not that Shadow doesn't trust Rouge. Rouge is Shadow's best friend. I don't care if he ever admits it or not. We saw in Shadow Generations that Rouge actually, like, in terms of being a friend, Rouge has openly said, like, Shadow, like, I love you. You're like my best friend. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. Shadow does have a friend after Maria. So, the thing about Shadow is, as much as he does clearly care for Rouge, and he will do anything to keep her safe, he is a loner, and he's not a great teammate. So that's pretty much it. So Sonic is chasing after Sonic is telling Tails, like, listen, let me handle Shadow, you handle Rouge, I'll make sure. Don't worry, Tails. I know you have a plan. I'm gonna help you stick by it, no matter what. And Tails like, all right, I got you. So he throws Sonic to Shadow. And Sonic goes, so like, really, you just gonna let Rouge fight with you? You gonna let Rouge fight your battles? That's kind of crazy, man. And Rouge's like, Shadow, he's baiting you. And Shadow goes like, I know, don't worry. And then Sonic goes like, yeah, okay, you caught me, but I'm just saying, like, you can't take me in a fight though. And Shadow goes like,
Yeah.
all right, let's go. So they fight, and Tails takes on Rouge. And I actually like that Tails actually does beat Rouge in a fight. I was like, go Tails!
Okay. Usually when I think of Tails versus Rouge, I always give the knockout to like the Tails in that department because of one animated episode. You know?
Yeah. Well, because she used her feminine wiles, but this Tails, he's focused his eyes on the ball. Okay, he's like, listen, you might be older than me, but I'm not attracted to you right now. I have shit to do. Okay, what happens is Rouge throws bombs at Tails because that's her main gimmick. She like throws bombs. And Tails goes like, that's okay. Because he flies over, grabs somebody's cloth, grabs the bombs, and does like the Spider-Man spin throw at Rouge and throws her own bombs back at her. She's like, fuck. So that's basically it.
Congratulations, Tails. You hit a woman. Wow, you feel proud of yourself that you beat
just
a woman?
like my big brother Sonic taught me. Okay? It's okay to hit a woman, all right?
Okay.
So Sonic was fighting Shadow. They're racing, and Sonic gets to Lunar a bit quicker. No, he gets to Lunar a bit quicker. And he's like, "Listen, Lunar, I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't give me that emerald." And so give me the emerald. And Sonic's like, and Lunar's like, "I can't do that. I'm the villain." And Shadow comes in. He's like, "No, shut the fuck up, Sonic. Listen to me. I will kill you." Okay, like I'm not Sonic. I will actually kill you if you don't hand me that emerald. That's your only two options here. And Sonic's like, well, you're not going to kill him. Hold on. And then they fight. And Shadow looks like he has the upper hand. They fight for a little bit, and Shadow has like Sonic on the ground. He's like, listen, you lose, bitch. And then Sonic's like, did I lose? Looks away and looks over. And Shadow realizes Sonic fucking played him. What Sonic really did was let Lunar escape, so Shadow couldn't get the emerald. Alex Shadow gets so sulky. Like, he gets so mad that he fell for it. He stops fighting Sonic and he just marches off. And Rouge goes like, Shadow, are you okay? Shadow? And Shadow just doesn't talk to her. He's like, I don't want to talk right now. Sonic outplayed me. I cannot live by this. All right. So we find out what Sonic's real plan was. And Shadow understood what Sonic was doing. Sonic actually went up to Lunar and tapped Lunar on the shoulder because Tails gave him a tracking device. So now Sonic and Tails can track Lunar directly. Okay. Meanwhile, Shadow and Rouge, they might be able to find him because of the Chaos Emerald, but it's not as accurate as Tails' tracker. So basically, Sonic and Tails have the upper hand on the Chaos Emerald race, essentially. Okay. So basically the thing is like, listen, we'll have maybe a couple of minutes ahead of them, and that's enough for us to get the emerald and get out. And so Sonic and Tails track down Lunar, and they're like, listen, Lunar, we're here, it's over, give up the emerald. And Lunar's like, I give up. And they're like, what? Huh? And Lunar has the mask. I was like, I don't know how I got this emerald. I don't know what this is. I know it's a Chaos Emerald. I don't know how I stole it. I don't know when I stole it. I don't know what's happening. And they're like, and Tails is like, I mean, Sonic, it could be a trap. And Sonic's like, I know, but I guess we'll deal with it. And he reaches for the emerald, and we don't know. Maybe Lunar is tricking them. Maybe not. But we'll find out next issue. What we do know now is that Dr. Eggman is making his move. The Eggman Empire is back in business, baby. All right, after Arkham missing. So that was issue 81 of IDW Sonic, and I actually enjoyed it. This is a Shadow that I just technically this has always kind of been Shadow. Shadow's always kind of been gung-ho about only I can save the world. I don't trust anybody else. I feel like Sonic's earned a little more credibility with him at this point. But I can't lie, it was fun to see. I think I like Sonic and Shadow's rivalry best when they are not fighting, when it's just like they just kind of like dick measuring each other the whole time. I think that's why I like it the most. I think the only time I like them fighting is when it makes sense. Like in Shadow Generations, Sonic and Shadow have a fight, but it's really because they're saving the world, but from two different villains, but they both need the Chaos Emerald, and so they have to fight over who gets the Chaos Emerald and who gets to save the world first. That was a cool thing. I think here it's more like, well, we're all doing the same thing. I don't know why you can't just work with me. But I guess Rouge just wants the emerald for herself, and that's in character with her, so I guess it's fine. All in all, this is an interesting arc. I'm not sure how to feel about Lunar yet. Lunar could be cool, but I don't know if Lunar's going to be another like, oh, actually, I'm not really an antagonist. I'm just a misunderstood person. Which it sounds like is the case because they do ask for Lunar's backstory, and Lunar goes like, listen, I could tell you my cry, but it literally says something to the effect of, listen, my backstory is really deep and really sad, but I'm not going to say it right now. So I don't know. Leave me alone. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm more interested to see what Lunar brings. We'll see in future issues. But for right now, I'm intrigued to where this goes. I am interested to see if Shadow gets his lick back on Sonic, though. We'll see. But yeah, good issue. Good on Evan Stanley. She's doing a lot better than when I first met her in this series. So her last arc was amazing. The Phantom Rider, well, not amazing, but it was good. The Phantom Rider arc, and this one is proving to be just as interesting. So we'll see.
Right. So okay, good issue. Good first appearance with Lunar and that stuff. So all right, I guess with that we should move on to the next book, audience. So yeah, we're talking about Avengers number 29. And yes, Reed Richards is in this book, and he's going to be a temporary Avenger for the time being here, apparently. So, this was a surprise because, as many of y'all know, originally when the Avengers one was being written, it was being written with the idea of Kang being the main villain. But certain things happening in the movies threw the whole Kang plot away in place of Doom. This was a surprise that they're actually continuing on the Kang story. The Kang story was about there's a moment in time that Kang was not allowed to see, and that's just annoying the hell out of him. Because I guess think of having a comic collection, right? And for whatever reason, issue number 23 is banned. Like it never saw print. Like you have everything in your comic collection except issue 23, and it's just driving you wild. You don't know why it's missing. You don't know why it hasn't been printed. You just know it's not in your collection or whatever, right? So yeah, long story short, King got whatever information he had on that moment was taken by the Twilight Court, and now this book is picking up from what exactly is that moment of, right? And we find out that moment involves a specific object, a device known as the Grail, and the Grail was actually created by Reed Richards. And you're like,
damn it, Reed.
Yeah. Look, after you guys listen to what this device does, I'm just saying, like, Reed is like in an outer worldly sort of intelligence span. Like, okay, look, so the Avengers bring him in. They inform him as to everything they found. They explain to him what this device is, right? It's actually in a reverse engineer of what happened with Galactus, right? You know how like Galactus, his universe died, but then he was able to still live on into our universe. The Grail is supposed to be kind of like that little life raft that will use the energy of the dying universe, so that you could slip into the next universe that comes after it. So, but in the wrong hands, this could actually end up destroying the universe. So, a device created by Reed Richards is on the level of destroying a universe.
Damn.
Because he's a piece of shit, that Richards.
It's a life raft, Jake. All right, to save certain people, But I'm just saying, if you could create a device, on a universal scale. I mean, come on, dude, the brilliance of this man, like, again, it's another feat on Reed in this situation. Like even Reed's like trying to take a second to like contemplate, I created this? Oh, jeez. And realizing that, yeah, he must have like erased that moment from his mind so it wouldn't be used in the wrong
What
hands.
the fuck is wrong with me?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. Okay, as they're explaining it to Reed, they're saying, let's see, it's in the same manner as Galactus coming to Earth, to our cosmos via the death of his own. The possessor of the Grail will leave one universe and signal the birth of a new one, and our universe will die to provide the energy to do so. So I'm like, God dang, dude. That's really insane, man. Like even Reed has to like take a second to sit down. Like, Jesus Christ, I created something like this. God damn it, dude. Yeah. So basically, the
Maybe
issue.
Jake was right about me.
Oh my! You just want Reed Richards to wear a shirt saying Jake was right, don't you, Jake? Like.
That'll be my birthday.
Oh man, and they do relate this back to like the events of Secret Wars 2 and Battle World and that stuff. How like yeah, this science was based on like how our universe was able to survive itself. How technically 616 was destroyed during Secret Wars, but through the science that Reed had at the time, he was able to resurrect the universe. So. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. So yeah, the issue kind of ends with like the Twilight Court. The new headmaster of the Twilight Court. Gathering his forces to go after this. He seeks the assistance of Grandmaster, but the Grandmaster just comes in for a bit and just immediately destroys his Twilight Court. I'm like, oh wow. So now it's just gonna be the main guy himself going out for it. And yeah, it's not like you could find it in a planet or anything, right? Apparently the Grail will only pop up during a certain number of events that happen, So how like in Avengers Assemble, the Time Stone, right? You can only find the Time Stone at a specific point in time, You can't just find it in the midst of the ocean or anything like that. So yeah, that's really at the issue ends. We see like Reed's gonna be tagging along with the Avengers for this coming arc. So yeah, I mean, another point for Reed in this situation. I again, his brilliance. You can't measure his brilliance, audience. Like, don't know what else is there to say.
A point for Reed is a loss for humanity.
I mean, for God's sake, like his daughter, she got her. It's obvious she got her brains from her dad, right? And literally, her science project in this current Fantastic Four run was about to destroy the world.
Sure. We got that from her father because he's a terrible man.
But in Reed's defense, he was able to almost instantaneously fix her fuck up. Oh, like goddamn, So yeah, remember it was that universal acid that she created.
Yeah,
that was going to destroy the
Universal
world.
what? Universal acid? What kind of drugs is he on?
No, an acid that'll dissolve anything and everything, right?
My point still stands.
Yeah. So Reed ends up finding a way to contain that, and he's telling Valeria, "Okay, yeah, I do know the process of how to contain this, but you do realize the fact that it can be contained means that this can no longer be considered a universal acid. So not only did you threaten to destroy the world, but you also failed in your project to do so. So like, damn, wow. So." Yeah, audience, another feat for Reed. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole issue. Oh yeah, the Grail is the object you see here in the cover, by the way. So yeah.
What is this,
All right,
Monty Python? Jesus Christ.
I know, right? So all right, audience. Let's see what else. All right, with that, we can move on to the next book, and I think it's going to be Witch's pick because
It
it's
is
supposed to
my
be pretty
pick.
good.
Yay! Okay, this is
okay.
this is the kind of simpler-ish issue, but I'm talking about Marvel Voices Avengers Academy issue 57. Swipe up. So basically, this is just going through the feed of someone's TikTok account, Click Clock, or whatever the fuck it's called in the Marvel universe. Whatever, they're going through someone's TikTok account, like their For You page or whatever. And so basically, we start off with Dazzler and everything. We do see Juggernaut. We do like seeing K Marco, and he's super gay because he is a fan of Dazzler, and all this other stuff. We get comments, by the way, during this. And then we get a lovely picture with Johnny Storm and Spooderman, and Johnny's like, "This is Johnny Storm, and I know exactly what I'm doing, and I nominate Iceman for the Ice Bath Challenge," whatever the fuck that means. Because they're gay.
Bring up the next picture.
Yeah. Look at those gay-bos. I need Johnny Storm to come out as bisexual quickly. Okay, Cryptid? I'm manifesting this. I need him to come out quickly. Even if it's just in a one-off line in the Fantastic Four book, be like, "Oh yeah, I totally fucked Akihiro that one time." Like, no one would be surprised. Would you guys be surprised?
No.
No? Cool. Anyways. So we also see another one of Sheila being like, "Click Clock users, close the app, turn off your phone, the algorithm is alive, capturing people and turning them into content. Like, delete it before," and like it glitches out. You know? And obviously, like, people are like, "Oh, like, obviously fake, like, blah, 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 blah," you know? And all this other stuff, while we see Brielle fighting Spiral, and we see a hotter version of Mojo in the background, because apparently they could do that. Am I right? Anyways, so we cut to another post of Spiral doing her "Get Ready With Me" routine, because why not? And I wonder what Mojo brand eyeliner is like, because if it's ass, I'm gonna be pissed. Spiral. Okay, I will be doing a review, and I will let you know how I think of the Mojo World eyeliner. Okay.
There you go.
Anyways, so we see a post with our favorite baby boy, Lizard Boy. I have not seen him in a while. I'm glad he's still alive, but he just wants friends, and I feel bad. I would be his friend. Okay. Okay, Cryptid. Okay, Jake, on my grave. I will be friends with Lizard Boy. Okay, he just wants friends. He just wants friends. Anyways, remember that one motherfucker with the pumpkin head? Yeah, I forgot his name. Honestly, it does not even matter. He's like, "A girl Galactus. This is what wokeness infiltrating the plastic statuary arts." Anyways, so I got 4 of them. It's like, bitch, you got 4 Galactica figures, and you didn't give me one? Cryptid, I'm gonna be suing. Call my lawyer. Okay, I also want the Juggernaut, the Escapade, the Bloodline one, shit, even that little Punisher one in the back. He could keep Howard. I actually don't like Howard, but whatever. Anyways, so the next one is of Justin and Sheila and Walpurgis. You know, they make some food. Why not? And all this other stuff. Then we see Mole Man and all of the Moloids doing their thing. You know, the Moloids are so adorable, and just in general, and I'll stand by that. Okay, guys. Okay, Cryptid. Okay, Jake. Stand by that. They're adorable.
Yeah.
Especially the one, I can't remember their name, but the one that wears like the cute pink dress in that one panel. That was super cute. Super cute. Anyways, so we cut to Kari. Remember him? Where I think he's doing movie reviews, because of course he is. Because why not? Why not? Anyways, so then we cut to John. We're going to freaking Spidey Torch again, but with Iceman this time. Ooh, the couple turns into a throuple. Don't worry. So the Thing is here too. Ben Grimm is here. So here's the thing. Iceman froze Ben Grimm. So guess who's gonna get murdered later? It's gonna be Johnny. Unfortunately, not Reed. Sorry, Jake.
Damn.
I know. But don't worry, it's fine. So then we cut to Janet doing a superhero retro fashion review of a Hawkeye suit, apparently. where he's just like in this skimpy ass outfit with like holding his bow and he has a rose in his mouth like a fucking douchebag. Oh my god. I mean, I don't hate it either, but it's just like, yeah. And Kate, why are you telling this man to turn around? Girly Poppy should know better by now. Anyways, so we cut to an account called Cat Tales, where we see Walper just like super huge and everything, and Bree is like, "Hey, Walper, bad kitty, you unshrink us right now," because Walper just shrinked her and Gabriel, and Gabriel's like, I would make a bargain with you, feline demon spawn. Our lives for the fancy salmon treats you like, ooh, and everything like that, you know. The Rex are getting weird. We see Cherry Crane like reposting old videos, and some of these comments are like, wait, this video's so old. Why is she re-uploading? Like, I heard she got a botched facelift. Is that true? If so, like, I'm unfollowing because she's a Nazi bitch. Okay, Cryptid?
Yep.
She's a Nazi bitch who's the daughter of the Red Skull. Remember that.
Expect no less.
And do you remember Stryker?
Striker.
Do you remember
Von
him?
Stryker?
He's the other
Von
black
Stryker?
and white gay person.
Avengers Academy, yeah.
The other Avengers Academy, not the one I'm talking about. The other
yeah,
one.
the original.
He gets a cameo. He gets a cameo.
Oh, okay. Good for him.
Where he's basically trashing on Cherry Crane because she's a bitch and a Nazi. And so, yeah, apparently TikTok is like, oh, the video has been flagged for hate speech and harassment. And, like, the comments are closed by the moderating team and everything. And that happened to a couple of things. And can you go to the next picture, please?
Yes.
So, we get to learn about the resist triangle from Miss Danny Moonstar over here, icon, legend, and the moment. And from then on, people are posting red triangles in the chat. So anyone watching this, put some red triangles in the chat. Because I said so. And guess what? The video also gets flagged for harassment and hate speech, even though there was nothing that would insinuate that. Okay? Anyways, so we cut to Santa Ultron doing a naughty or nice list. And guess what? Apparently everyone's naughty.
Oof.
Apparently. Anyway, so we see Sunspot and Cannonball, you know, doing some exercising. Well, Sunspot definitely is. And he's like, okay, this next lift is called the Red Triangle Protocol, which you should definitely search for and we'll share widely. It'll keep you in shape and standing free.
The red triangle thing was actually something they taught in the Xavier School to block.
And also, it was very prominent during Krakoa. So
I
might get it tattooed. Maybe we'll think about it.
The idea was like if a psychic is ever trying to read your mind, you're supposed to just think of a red triangle so that it can help them not read your mind. You know.
Exactly. Like I said, very useful on Krakoa.
Yep.
But anyways, moving on. So, apparently, Mojo Toon Group presents the Academy Babies. So basically, it's just the Avengers Academy, but just as chibi versions of themselves. And some people are like, "Who are these people? Like, digital only isn't canon, anyways." Blah 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 blah. You know, and everything like that. And we see this like modem. Remember from the last issue? Well, he's playing video games because he's a child. Yeah. Anyway, so we see Tony Stark on Hot Ones because why not? Why not? Yeah, we see more and more red triangles over time. But anyways, so the fuck was his name again? So remember that robot version of Colossus, which I'm forgetting the name of at the moment.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about?
Forgot the name, but
you know who I'm talking about, right? The one that was made by Arcade. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So basically, he is in the mouth of Devil Dinosaur, and he's like, capitalism penetrates all aspects of life, alienating the worker from authentic desire and healthy society, etc., etc. Because he's a robot, he has planned in dialogue, and so Aaron and Normie are like, I hear you, Iron Man. Almost got it. And so Normie's like, next up, this Soviet-era robot with communist sympathies. Will it crunch? Like, people want to know, will it crunch with some red triangles? And so can you go to the next picture?
Yep.
So Lunella totally isn't showing a QR code with a red triangle. And she's totally not like, here, like there, I got it. People of Click Clock, look at this QR code, scan it into all of your devices, share it everywhere. Like, it's an adversarial machine code. It'll data poison the hexes algorithm. We can short circuit it and everything like that. And Click Clock is trying to like take it off of the site because, you know, they're assholes like that. And everything like that. And you can tell they're glitching out because of it. Mm-hmm. And then we see Marcus Wetherell talking about the whole thing on the news because, you know, he is a reporter. And everything like that. So, yeah, we get some glitchy bits. Of the red triangle. So basically they're using it to fight evil corporations too. So, whatever works, man. Whatever works. You gotta do what you gotta do. Get your freedom. Anyways, so basically we get some dialogue being like, oh, hey, Click Clock's down. The power too. That's weird. Wanna get some ice cream? Woof. Well, Mojo 2 servers are bricked. And so then we cut to the actual Avengers Academy school, you know. And they're just like all hanging out and everything like that. And Carol's like, well, you know, Lunella did a lot of the work, but pretty much just danced and pointed out words. So it's fine, whatever. So Normie's like, yeah, Lou, you saved the day. What do you want to do? But no screens. Like everyone was like, no screens. And so Lunella's like, did I just get the new board game, the tax forms of what Wildeshire, whatever the fuck you pronounce that? Like the rule book is only 64 pages, and there's a video tutorial hosted by one of the tax hobbits from the movie. And Aaron's like, wait, the cute chubby one who cries all the time? Like, we're so doing this. And they agree. They're gonna play the weird hobbit tax game. And that's where the issue ends. Okay, audience, let me know. Should I get the resist triangle tattooed? Let me know in the comments below. So yeah.
Once we get to 100, yep.
Let me know, audience.
Definitely let which know. So, all right.
I got time. I don't have the money right now, but in the future.
Gotcha. But all right then. I guess with that, let's move on to the next book, audience.
Wait, hang on. Because hang on.
Well, the list.
No, it's mine. That's mine. Then it goes to this book.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. We are back with my vampire system. I think I like to say I finished the season. I'm not sure if I will call this a season finishing. It is on a cliffhanger. I'll say that much. Okay. Last time, Quinn's friends returned back to the human world after being assigned by the vampires and said, listen, Quinn, you clearly want to go back to the human world, and we need spies. So you and your team are going to be spies for the humans. You know, report back to us if anything interesting happens. When this business is over, all the human friends you have that know that you're a vampire and that we exist, they're going to get their memories erased. Quinn's like, bet. Sounds good. All right. Problem is, when they get there, no humans are on the planet. They come back to school. They only had a week left to get back to school. By the way, I learned that in this universe, your summer break is only a month long. That's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit. That's some bullshit. So they go back. And there's nobody at the school, and they're like, "What the fuck happened?" And they find that there was a battle here, like a serious battle. Like some kids are missing and shit. They're like, "What the fuck, yo, dog? What happened to my school?" In the dungeon, everyone's been freed and everything. And so they're like, "Okay, well, we got to find a way out of here because this is crazy. No one's here." And I should let you guys know, by the way. So the initial plan when they came here was they're going to go back to school. They actually had captured a military general, and his name is Paul.
I have a question.
What's up, Lynch?
Is this cover AI generated?
It is.
Oh
Wow.
God.
They have
Wow.
been for the past couple of weeks. I was waiting for you to notice.
Mm.
It was just more noticeable right here.
Oh no, this one definitely was. This is the worst one. This is the worst one that's been generated. I didn't have any good ideas. That's basically what it was. So, right. So the plan was they were going to get Paul to be back at all. By the way, coincidentally, this did not come out around the time of Amazing Spider-Man. I promise you. Quinn hates Paul. Okay, yeah. Paul. He sees Paul as everything wrong with the establishment of a military school. Okay, of the military society, and Paul's like, "Bruh, I'm just clocking in my 9 to 5." So the rule was that Paul has to be Quinn's vampire. So Quinn has to turn him to a vampire. And that means that Paul has to listen to a 16-year-old child for the rest of his life. And so, and in turn also, they would send a spy to go look after him. I forgot her name, unfortunately. But, oh no, Cass. Her name is Cass. And she has to look at. She is basically also there to make sure that Paul doesn't fuck up. Because if Paul steps out of line once, 2 things happens. 1, Paul dies. 2, Paul has 200 soldiers back on the vampire world, and they will torture and experiment on every last one if Paul fucks up. So no problem. So basically, Paul. So the plan was that Paul is supposed to go back to his normal job as a vampire and report to Quinn about anything weird shit happening. But now they can't do that because everybody at the military school is missing. Oh no. So they find a spaceship. They find a ship. I'm sorry. I do like how the author is getting more comfortable with having the kids be kids. There's a funny bit where Logan is a technopath. So he's doing all the so he's controlling the ship basically with his mind and all the shit, right? But the other kids, they want to feel like they're doing something, so they just pretend like they're pressing buttons like pew, 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 like they're literally like making the sounds like pew pew roop, roop. All systems are go, Captain, and they have no idea what they're talking about. Logan's like that's fine. So I like how Paul's like, oh my god, some of the strongest people in our planet are fucking children, and I have to be slaves to them for the rest of my life. Wow. This is terrible. I was a proud military general. I fought wars and shit. Now I'm like a child slave. And so they go to Jack True Dream. So I don't know if you guys remember who Jack True Dream is. Do you guys remember him?
Who?
He was the guy who sexually assaulted Aaron and took her powers away.
Oh, what God.
The fuck? Yeah. It's because to be fair to him, the only way he can take your powers is if he kisses you on the lips. Okay. But,
oh yeah, I do remember you bringing him up.
I can't be too fair to him because he did enjoy kissing a teenage girl's lips, and that's just we can't. That's unforgivable. But the point is,
for more reasons than one, we did just talk about the incest thing.
We did. But this is beyond incest. This is just wrong.
This is just creepy.
This is creepy, right? So the thing was, I skipped the chapter when we talked because I told you a lot happens in these seasons, and I don't cover everything because we don't have that much time, right? This chapter I skipped was very important to what happened here. Oh shit! Wait, can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay. Yeah. My computer fell asleep. Okay. I thought it overheated. My bad. So anyway, I skipped this one chapter and it's very important, right? So they go to Jack True Dream's place. Now Jack True Dream is in charge of the military. He is the strongest man alive, not because he is strong, but because he has the ability to make other people strong. He takes their powers and he gives them to other people. Okay. I do wonder if he has to kiss you to give you powers. So he has to kiss a lot of dudes a day if that's true. But like, I'm just saying. But yeah, so earlier in the story, Quinn has a shadow ability. We've been over this. Quinn has 2 different sets of powers. He has the vampire powers and the shadow powers, right? And Quinn can only use the shadow powers because it's the only one they can say that he has, and they can pretend it's not related to vampires. And Vorden, one of his best friends, he says, listen, you didn't have an ability when you came to school, so obviously if you show you have the shadow ability, people are going to ask about it. No one else has it, so it's going to be a big deal. So to keep you safe, if you reveal your shadow powers, just say that my family's... Say that the Blades are watching over you, and everybody will leave you the fuck alone, right? And so he did that. So at the tournament arc, Quinn did say, hey, I have these shadow powers. I have a new power that no one else has. And before you ever all come after me, just know the Blades are watching. And no one understood that but the 4 highest families. And they said, oh, fuck. They said, oh, fuck, we can't go after Quinn. In fact, we had to protect Quinn with our fucking lives, okay? Because the Blades are watching him. So there are 4 big families, and 3 of them usually show up. But the Blades, they don't fuck with them. Because the Blades have an ability that we learned from Borden. The Blades' ability is, like Jack, they can take your powers, but they touch you. They don't kiss you. They just have to touch you. That's just regular shit, right? But they can take your powers, but they keep them forever, okay? Theoretically, if they master them, okay? So, basically what happens is Quinn, so Jack True Dream, he wants Quinn's powers. He says, I need that shadow power from my army. So I need to kiss this little boy and take his powers away. But everyone's like, Jack, listen, let me play this side. Don't fuck with the Blades. Okay. We have an emergency meeting, just so you know, just for you. Don't fuck with the Blades. Please, God, don't. And Jack says, okay, fine, I won't do it. Whatever. And he goes secretly like, no, I'm actually going to fuck with them though. Like, I'm actually going to go over there. I'm going to get my army. We're going to like fight them. I'm going to take their powers. And then I'll have the power of the Blades and Quinn's powers. And he did that in one chapter. And he goes up there with like 2,000 men deep, right? To go fight the Blade family. The Blade, so the head of the Blade family, he goes, oh shit. There's a guy there's like an army of 2,000 people. Send like 200 of my best men out there, and I'll be there shortly. And so 200 men show up, and Jack was like, just 200 men? What? They're just gonna send 200 men to fight my army? What the fuck? But these 200 men hold the line pretty well, okay? Yeah. And so Jack's like, I don't know how they're holding us off with just 200 men, but we're still pushing them forward. Like, they're getting tired. But then the head of the Blade family shows up. And he shows up on some Madara shit. On some Mamoru Uchiha shit, bro. He's like, so would you like to fight me or would you like to fight my dragon? You pick. They're like, what's going on? And he uses his he fights like he's the fucking Avatar in the Avatar state, bro. He cuts down an army of 2,000 men on his own. And Jack's like, oh my God. They're like, we'll keep attacking him. And so the thing is, like, they're thinking that he's gonna get tired, but he's like, I am getting tired, so my dragon will carry the rest of it. And the dragon comes in and kills everybody else. And then they're like running for their lives. And Jack's like, oh shit. And so he opens a portal to try to leave. And he leaves his men there. His men's like, Jack, how could you leave us? And he's like, don't even worry about it, because he came on my island, attacked my home. So now I'm going to go to his house and I'm going to kill everyone there, including him. No one escapes. And that's basically what happened. Mm-hmm. And so because Jack True Dream is gone, the whole world broke into civil war. Basically. Yeah. So Quinn accidentally started a civil war on his planet because he wanted to show off.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. This isn't good for a couple reasons. One, because civil war, obviously war is bad, right?
Sherlock?
But the other thing is that the humanity is in another war with the Dalki. They're in a cold war with the Dalki. And so the Dalki have been waiting for humans to fuck up, and I think a civil war will do it for them. So everyone's like, we need to end this war somehow as quickly as possible so we can kind of get back to like defending ourselves from the Dalki. But at this point, though, because there's a war and so many different factions are involved, Quinn's friends come from all different corners of this universe. And they're like, listen, Quinn, we love you. You're our best friend. We'll die for you. But we got to check on our family. We have our own loyalty missions to do, and we're going to go on our own to do them. So Vorden's like, listen, I kind of accidentally got my family involved in this war, so I should probably go check on them. So he does. Layla's like, listen, Quinn, you know, like secretly I have feelings for you, but also I gotta go check on my mom. She's working with the terrorist organization, and I gotta go see, like, you know, she's okay. And Quinn's like, are you gonna be okay? Like, no, don't worry, my mom's in charge of the terrorist organization, but I gotta go make sure she's okay. So I'll see you in a bit later. And so that leaves Quinn and Paul, who hate each other, Fex and Cass. Logan is going to stay behind on the ship because he doesn't want to get involved with any of this shit. He's like, I'm going to watch the ship. And so, because I'm the only one who can fly it. And so they go meet up with the Crows faction. Now, the Crows faction, they're pretty decent people. I like that they all have to go through a test to see if they're worthy of being in the faction. I love how this is really a test for Quinn to see how hard they can hold back. Because honestly, Quinn says, listen, if we went all out because we're vampires and shit, we could like clean shop. But I want to take things slow. All right. I learned my lesson when we went to the vampire world. We didn't know what we were doing. We kind of ran in there and we kind of got, we almost got our asses beat. So this time I'm going to take it slow. I also like how they haven't fought humans in a while. And I like how the first time they fight a human, I like how Quinn notes like to everyone else, this person is super fast. To Quinn, he's like, oh my God, this person is so fucking slow. I've been fighting nothing but speedsters for a month, and now this average human is fighting me.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like fighting a Flash family for the month, and then going to fight, I don't know, like Batman. You're like, oh, this is comparably slow. So they're adjusting, but they get involved in everything. I do like this camp though, because Quinn, I like he's always on guard because people always like to fuck with him. And so he's just sitting with his friends, they're like chilling and enjoying themselves. And other people walk up to them, and Quinn's like, oh fuck, here we go. I gotta go beat some people up. And they're like, oh hey Quinn, how you doing? Welcome to the camp. We love you, man. And Quinn's like, oh, this is usually the part where you guys try to bully me and I just fuck you up, but I guess this is also cool. We get introduced to a character named Freddy. That was pretty funny. Freddy is like the old guy who shows the new guys the ropes, and he's like, you're all my family, you're all my little babies, okay, you're my children. I'm like, okay, chill out. And so I'm going to take you guys on missions so you guys feel more comfortable. I do want to note, sad days for Paul, because Paul had to take the test with Quinn's team, by the way, and despite being the oldest on the team, he scores dead last.
Aww.
I was like, oh, come on, Paul.
Ain't no spring chicken, man. Ain't no spring chicken.
Yeah, I mean, he's strong. He's just not as strong as these kids, and he gets mad about it. He's like, I was a war general. What happened? And I do like how, but there is a character. So we also get the return of Nate, who's Quinn's arch rival, and he almost exposes that Quinn has superpowers, because at first they think that they think that Quinn only has super speed. But Quinn actually has the shadow ability, but he didn't tell anybody at the camp because he wants to play things safe. And Nate knows he has the shadow abilities, but he knows it, but he's trying to keep it under wraps because Quinn doesn't want anybody to know. But I do like he has this coworker who's like, okay, so like basically he looks at this group and he says one of them is the Blood Evolver. And she looks into who the Blood Evolver is, the online persona that Quinn has, and she thinks, okay, one of these people in this group is the Blood Evolver. And I'm going to guess it's the grown-ass man, because no way there's a grown-ass man on the team, and he's the weakest person on the squad. Wow. But anyway, so the team goes with Freddy on a mission. Freddy's like, listen, I can't wait to go home to see my family today. And Freddy dies, tragically. So, and I do actually like this. This is Quinn, where he has a freak out. He's like, oh my God, I held back so much. If I just used my full power, he wouldn't have died. I actually could have saved him. And it's true, because the thing that killed Freddy, Quinn literally kills it in one punch once he gets mad enough. He's like, I could have stopped this death. And I like how Paul's like, oh my God, he's just a fucking kid. He can't handle the realities. Quinn, this is war, okay? People fucking die. Get on board. I do like how they say, he goes back to camp and he tells everybody that Freddy died, and they're like, okay, well, I mean, it's not your fault. This is going to happen at some point. But Quinn, you do have to go to his family and tell him that he died. That is just standard procedure. And Quinn can't do it. He goes up there. He's like, I'm sorry. And then like Paul's like, Quinn, let me handle this, because I've done this before. Okay, I'm a soldier. I've done this shit. And they do explain that Paul knows the right way to talk to a grieving family about dead soldiers. That was pretty cool. But Freddy has always been like a good soldier in this camp, and because he died, the whole camp's like, I think this team is bad luck. I don't want to work with them anymore. So Quinn's team is kind of screwed. They're the outcast again, and it's them versus the world. I do like how Quinn has this thing where he turns into Spiderman. He's like, listen, at this point, I'm not holding back anymore. I don't care who knows how strong I am. Nobody dies. Nobody dies anymore. And so that is Quinn's current arc. And as the season comes to an end, Nate's coworker sends this spy on Quinn's team to go see if Paul really is the Blood Evolver. Obviously he's not, it's Quinn, but she just can't believe that Quinn is the Blood Evolver. And they go on this mission together, and Paul gets affected by the sun, because he is a vampire, and his ring that protects him, it doesn't protect him. It only protects him for 3 hours, and it ran out of juice, basically. And so while the spy goes in to go check on Paul to make sure he's okay, Quinn, a monster nearly kills her, and Quinn's like, no! And so he uses his shadow powers to save the girl, and she's like, oh my god, what the fuck? You have I thought you were super speed. What? So Quinn's like, it's okay. I protected you. You're safe now. So she goes back to Nate's coworker, and she's like, so I checked it out. Paul actually doesn't have a special ability. He only has a poison ability. She's like, what? But the Bloody Revolver doesn't have a poison ability. And she's like, well, I don't want to tell you. He has a poison ability. Okay. She's like, okay, well, does anyone else have anything interesting? And she's like, well, I don't know. I mean, the girl has a whip. And she's like, a whip? No, that can't be it. Anybody else? Oh, I mean, the other guy, he's good with strings. And, I mean, there was a kid, the Quinn kid, he had a shadow power. And she's like, why the fuck didn't you start with that? Yeah. But that's how it ends, basically. So I'm enjoying this one. This is one of the more slower paced seasons. We're just kind of getting acclimated to the world. I do enjoy how the author doesn't let the status quo stay the same for long. I think all throughout this story, every arc, something new has happened. And this is the most drastic shift. I thought when we came back from the human world, we were just going to have school life as usual. But no, we actually changed the whole set. Now the whole world is at war. We're not going to school anymore. The school setting is gone. So that's pretty interesting. I'm actually really excited to see where this goes. But yeah, My Vampire System, really, really cool story. I check it out. It's on Pocket FM. You can also get it on web novels. You can listen to most of this for free. But yeah, you can pay for it if you want. It's up to you. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I wouldn't be surprised if this story was all AI generated, because every time you explain it makes no goddamn sense.
No, the story, from my understanding, isn't. I think the images they use for the images they use when they narrate it, I think are. But the story itself isn't. The reason it might sound disjointed is just because I'm explaining a season's worth of content in 1 and 20 minutes. But it does move from thing to thing pretty normally at this point, so it's fine.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, we got a couple more books to go. Cryptid, if you want to save Invisible Man for next week, we definitely can.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, for time's sake.
No worries.
All right.
It'll give me more time to read it.
Cool. All right. I guess with that, let's move on to the next book, audience. And this is my book. We're talking about an indie book, Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring.
Book's pretty popular in the indie scene.
Yeah. I mean, that image, that cover alone was enough for me to give this book a try. How can I best describe this? This feels like a true crime sort of story, but drawn in the art style you would see from your preschool days. Like the artwork here is like something you would see from those old Little Bear comics, or hey, it's Franklin, this and that. Let me bring up one picture to give you guys an idea of what I mean. This sort of art style, But yeah, I like the blend of that, because even though it feels like preschool sort of artwork, this is very dark. This is very serious, right? Technology wise, you would say this is in the early 2000s sort of tech. People are using flip phones. Computers still have that pixelated sort of graphics, very early stages. Okay, what is this book about? It's about this one duck. Her name is Monica Brewer, and she's looking for her brother, right? Her brother Daniel Brewer, moved to the city, but he disappeared from the face of the earth. And oh man, she's heartbroken about this. She moves to basically the city. Her whole purpose here is just to find out what happened to her brother, she's been haggling the police officers. She's been going on those autopsy sort of sites, this and that. she alerted the people at the autopsy center to like, hey, if there's any body that fits the description of my brother, which is, let's see, white duck male. Yeah, that's basically all. That's basically all she could give, So they're requested to like call her immediately if they receive a body like that. So she comes in. This was going to be longer than she thought it was going to be. I mean, she's been in this city for 8 years to the point where she actually has to rent an apartment. She gets a job at like a printing shop, and she ends up becoming manager. Yeah. This is she's dedicated to find. She just wants to know what happened to her brother, no matter how gruesome of a route it'll go. It doesn't matter if it breaks her heart or like she finds a carcass. I mean, if you have a loved one that's been missing for a year, I mean, the odds are. I mean, let's tell it as it is. Like the odds of finding him alive, it's very slim. So she finally does receive a call from the autopsy report, and of a white male duck that just came in. And let me bring up the picture. Eesh, look at that gruesomery right there, audience. Oh, look at
Ooh, I love
yeah,
it. This time
yep.
you have the gory book, Cryptid.
A gory book for what feels like it should be on the preschool section, right?
I'm just
So
saying, you know the books that
there,
I've read. I've talked
yeah.
about them.
I mean, like we go through a whole segment of like her going through online chants, and we do see other pictures similar to this of like furry animals all killed in like gruesome crime scenes. Their carcasses being photographed, this and that. For document sakes from officers, this and that. So there's plenty of gore here, audience. Like eventually, she does get a lead from somebody she met online, like saying like, hey, if you can't find your brother in the city, maybe you should look at the cities around, at the towns around the city, which is what she does. She starts going over the police stations of other towns near the city, in the suburbs, this and that, and she runs into the person who actually sent her the email. Uh, Let me bring up her picture. Look at her. She's like a little bear. Let me see if I can find her name. Something Strong. Oh yeah, Samantha Strong. So yeah, she's pretty much here telling her that she's committed to helping her find what happened to her brother. So yeah, that's pretty much how the issue ends. You see a cover for her next issue. Yeah, I should have really brought it up. Again, it looks cute but very ominous. So if you see one teddy bear, like in jeans, a flannel shirt, and a shovel with goggles as he's looking from a distance on top of a hill by a tree at a mall. Like like okay, what dark route are we going through with this book? So yeah. Again, I just like the funny marriage between the two contrasting styles of like the artwork being so kid friendly, but the storyline being so dark. So yeah. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, Rite of Spring, issue number 1, audience. Go pick it up. Don't give this to your children. All
Do
right.
not.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, all right, that's it for me. Jake, you want to take the last book? Yep.
Oh,
We're saving
all right.
Invisible Man for next week.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Austin.
We're back in. By the way, this is Mario Nui, guys. I never showed it last time. This is Alan. Yeah, there you go. We're back in Marhi Nui. Again, I've been slowly reading this, so not much has changed. This was you probably could have just done your book.
Again, your hatred for Reed extends to other books that don't really involve him at all.
Sure.
The fact that you like this story about an underwater Atlantis. Wow, Jake.
It's true. It's true.
Wow.
Yeah, Mario Nui, again, I could tell you to be interesting. I feel like it does fit the themes that I've been saying about Bionicle. I feel like I said this last week that the more islands we go to, the more hellish everything seems. But I do like this world so far. There's a lot of good world building here with how everybody when they move around the island, it's a little more like Avengers of Voyanui, I feel. I feel like Voyanui, a lot of the world was kind of like, oh, it's just shitty to live here. And that was kind of it. We didn't really get time to really explore the creatures and the landscapes of the place, other than it was just a shitty place that didn't have much life on it. But in this one, we actually do get to see it. We get to see like a Hydruka, for instance, or like some of the sea life and everything. There's a lot of tissue detail with that. I do like how community oriented these Matoran are. Metro Nui, in contrast, like I'm using Metro as an example. Metro Nui was like a bustling city metropolis area, and while it was community oriented, like all Matoran cities are, it's city life. You know, they can only be so connected, and everybody was separated by different like boroughs. Like the Tomatoran lived in the Tomatoran town and Tometru. The Lay Matoran lived in Lay Metru, so on and so forth. They were segregated because for work reasons, but like, yeah, but they did come together. It just wasn't, they weren't that connected. You know what I mean? Here, in Marhi Nui, well, this is we're all we got. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what kind of Matoran you are, we kind of all have to be here together, working together, figuring shit out. And so so the plan basically right now is everyone is trying to get they're trying to get up to go deeper underwater and investigate some of the dangers that's down there. As far as they're concerned, they have to know what's down there, like what is causing our people to go missing. There is some sort of creature there. We do kind of get a sneak peek at that as well with the when one of the Matoran, they go out adventuring for a bit, and they find this like glimmering object. I'm like, ooh, what's that? And you know, she goes out there and finds it, and she finds the Mask of Life, which you know, we know from the last book only got here because of the Toa Nika fighting with the Paraka, and the mask fell down here. When she touches the mask, though, it's a mask of like so much power. She's like, I have to tell everybody about this. Something about this mask is weird. I have to report it. But she's not the only one who spots it, unfortunately. We do see a squid that is a lowly squid that is also that is spying on her from the shadows and is going to report it to his master. Now we know, if for people who've seen the commercials, that this is leading to the Baraki finding out about the Mask of Life, the prisoners of the rebellion of Makuta, as it were. I am interested. Again, I am interested in setup. It's just, I haven't had time to read this book as much as I would like to. I feel like hopefully in the coming weeks I'll get there. I think life is slowing down. So
Okay.
but yeah, it is an interesting read so far. Like I said, it does seem to be following the format of the Voyanui saga, where it was like villain book goes first, heroes come after, and they clean up the shit. So
The fact that we're reaching the end game of the Bionicle books, man, you can take your time, So
yeah, we're actually 2 books away from the status quo shifting greatly. I would say after the book after this, the status quo changes forever. Okay, there's no going back to what happens at the end of the next book. So but I'm more interested in this book so far, because this is, again, I want to like the Toa Nika, so I hope this book lives up to that. So
gotcha.
Yeah, this book's supposed to make me cry as a grown man. Remember that.
Okay.
But yeah,
So, gotcha. All right. Well, we've reached the end, audience.
yeah. And I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Thank you for
The
joining
next
us,
week.
audience.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where we will be creeping in your soul next week.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Ultimate X-Men comes out tomorrow, so stay tuned.
There you go.
There you go.
Bye.
All right, audience.